Welcome to the center of the universe. It's SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. I'm Adam Wilde from STPN, and we are here where it all is going to happen again tonight. And obviously you're tuning in because Steve's got his live stream starting in exactly 30 minutes, and we're pretty excited about that. Steve and Drew are going to be doing that from home, and Jesse and I are here. Jesse, please say hi to the camera.
Hello.
There's
I'm
Jesse.
here too.
There's
hanging out.
You know what? I like the pilot look that you have going on right now. It's sort
What
of.
do you mean pilot look?
You got like the headphone mic and everything, right?
Yeah.
I always think you look like a pilot when you do that.
It's more NSYNC than pilot.
Oh. Yeah, of course.
Britney Spears
of
than
course.
pilot.
That makes complete sense. Now listen, SportChek is your playoff destination for playoff gear this year. If you want to get a jersey crested, if you want to get a jersey at all, it's all here, and you can get it all done before game time. You know, we're on the second floor at SportChek, so you know you can always come see us too. And I just want to start here with where we're at. This is a pregame show, which we often don't do on SDPN. Usually we're the guys doing the reaction. But let's talk about the fact that the Leafs are 2-0 in a series for the first time since 2002. And by the way, the other day when they won, it was the first time they'd won consecutive home games in the playoffs since the 2004 second round against the Philadelphia Flyers. Not a lot of playoff success. April 2002, when the Leafs went up 2-0 on the New York Islanders, The Scorpion King with The Rock, #1 movie at the box office. Ashanti's Foolish was the top Billboard Hot 100 song. And by the way, Travis Green of the Toronto Maple Leafs was playing for them at that time, now coach of the Ottawa Senators. Now, Jesse, I want to get into sort of what the three main storylines going into tonight's game are. And some of them are going to be technical. Some of them are going to be a little bit ridiculous. We'll start with the conversation about the Leafs having their butts handed to them by Ottawa at 5-on-5. Is that actually the case, though? And I want to direct you to our good friend Justin Bourne from Sportsnet. He wrote a great article about this, and he specifically talks about what type of game Toronto plays when it's tied, what type of game they play when they're up a goal, and what type of game they play when they're up 2 goals. And what he essentially is saying is Toronto is basically battening down the hatches every time they get up a goal or two and trying to defense their way to a win. And how much of that is, you know, in the past, I think Toronto's been a little bit like a tree blowing in the wind where, hey, we got up, that's great, let's not screw it up. Whereas this time it's like, yeah, we're up on purpose and we're intentionally going to play defense on purpose and we believe we can do this. Do you think that's a legitimate strategy by Craig Berube's team, or are they just taking their foot off the gas like a lot of people would have you believe?
Adam, I'm a little offended that you're bringing this to the table. Because is this not what we've been saying all season long on our own podcast? There are people that are watching the game, meaning the three of us?
Yes.
I feel like this is the narrative, and I've personally been trying to hammer this narrative all season long. This is a direct way they are trying to play hockey. This is a concerted effort by the coaching staff and the players and the team. We get leads. We play defense. It's boring. The fans hate it because it's not the run-and-gun style they had in the previous seasons. Mm-hmm. And they've done this to largely a season of success, I would say.
Now, would you say, because Justin says, he's like, the crux of all this is that the Leafs have elite shooters and they have another gear when it's time to push for offense. And he said, and so far the extra gear has been extremely responsive. If they only need to push down on the pedal every so often, they'll continue to be a dangerous team. The question, though, is, are they backing off intentionally, or is Ottawa coming in and taking advantage of them taking their foot off the pedal? Is it too much foot off the gas? Is it too much parking the bus in front of the net and hoping things go well?
No, you sound like a concerned Leaf fan who shouldn't be concerned at all, because this is how they play. And Ottawa gets their opportunities, but their opportunities aren't great opportunities. The Leafs have done an excellent job of keeping shots to the outside. Ottawa can get their shots, but they're going to be low-danger shots, and that's intentional. It's intentional by the Leafs, and I think good teams will hammer away at the Leafs defense and try and get something through. And when a mistake happens, it sometimes leads to a goal, like how we saw with the OEL play behind the net, where he thought Domi was going one way, he wasn't. They lose the puck, it leads directly to a goal. But that's the kind of hockey they're trying to play, where we're going to play a game where there isn't a shot on goal for, I think it's 58 minutes of real-time life during that game, game number 2. There's no shots on goal by the Ottawa Senators. Stallers didn't have to face anything. But if we make a mistake, there might be a goal, and it might go in the back of the net. But that's how they're trying to play.
Right, and the Gaudette goal kind of looked like that, didn't it? Right, it was sort of we talked a little bit about it on the show yesterday, but the Carlo goal goes in because Brady Tkachuk is in the right place at the right time, and he's positionally, that's where he should be. And when you are, good things happen. Gaudette's goal is literally like bounce, bounce, bounce in the net, right? Still an outside shot, and usually that's not going in. So we've seen the Leafs kind of have this done to them so many years in a row. I think where the anxiety comes from, honestly, is that it's sort of mystifying being on the other side of it.
Yes.
And that's and like I look at some of the other things that are being said. Obviously, Travis Green's trying to keep spirits high, and he said. And I'll get to this. We're going to talk. Point 2 is going to be about Ridley Grigg and Anthony Stoller, so we're going to get to that. But a couple of quotes today. He said, the video speaks for itself. I didn't see roughing by Ridley. And then on the missed too many men's call, too many men on the ice call, he said the Tavares breakaway had too many men. And you could arguably say there was one for the OT winner. And I don't know if that's a joke because the entire team jumped on the ice. But if you get the freeze frame of Max Domi with the puck and Simon Benoit, there are 4 Sens in the zone, in their defensive positions. There is 2 Leafs, and it's Max and Simone. And I don't know if there's much else about that play. Like, I'm wondering if he's just kind of making a joke and being funny. He doesn't strike me as like a sense of humor coach. What do you make of that quote?
I have to see the video of it because I've only read the quote so far.
Right.
And, like, there's no way he's serious. Because, yeah, it was a 2-on-4 opportunity. What are you talking about, too many men on the ice?
Right.
Like, that doesn't compute. So I hope he was joking and that he's not just coping really hard. But he's also trying to distract from the fact that his team isn't playing well right now. I shouldn't even say they're not playing well. They're just getting outclassed by a better team in the Leafs. And he's trying to make it about these things, the things he's saying, and not about the guys on the ice because they're young. It's something that John Tortorella made his entire career on.
Yeah.
Make this about me so then the players are free to play and everybody is focused on me. And it's a strategy, and maybe it'll work for Travis Green in the sense.
Absolutely. I mean, he, after the first game, gave Linus Ullmark full marks. He's like, hey, man, that guy's won a Vezina. I like him as a goalie. And I can understand that comment. You want to keep that sort of confidence in your lineup. Now, point 2 on my list is this Anthony Stoller's Ridley Grigg clip. Now, we've all seen it. They got into it in the last game. Anthony Stollers and Ridley Grigg both got roughing minors for this, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even really matter what the penalty was. Both of them got it. It's pretty clear that it was one-sided. Anthony Stollers basically just gave him the lumber a bunch of times, and Ridley Grigg took what we call a reputational penalty. The ref just assumed he had done something wrong. And I can understand why Sens fans are upset about that. Where the discourse has become, for me, completely unhinged is people, I think they watch it and they watch it and they watch it and they get enraged, which is very much a sign of the times. And you can see plays like this in most playoff games. But we even have guys who are, and I know Mark, and I think he's a really smart guy, but Mark Lazarus of The Athletic saying, well, that's suspension territory. Oh. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's hit the pause button on that for a second here. That's a little bit much. When Ottawa talks about, when they talk about the refereeing, because they are talking about the refereeing a lot. The Travis Green comments, the fans are talking about it. Obviously, Ottawa took more penalties in the first game. I think the Leafs had more penalties in the second game, and deservedly so. Like, I didn't see any penalties the Leafs took that they probably didn't deserve. How much of this is, again, a distraction versus a legitimate conversation and a beef? And does it change anything?
You got to think that this is trying to distract from the fact that they're down 2-0, right? You want narratives to galvanize the team and the fan base. And when you're speaking to the media, I assume they have a directive in what they want to focus on and what the narrative should be. A large narrative with the Leafs is always like, the focus is in our room. You know, we're not going to let the outside noise affect us in that sort of way. And it seems with the Sens, this series so far, they've gone for the territory of like, okay, we're going to talk about the refereeing on the ice. We're not going to focus on Allmark at all. It's not a problem. And I think everybody knows that if we talk about this, it won't lead to questions about the other aspects of our game.
Right. And what aspects of those games do you think that they potentially could be distracting from?
That the Leafs look like the better team, and it's rare that the Leafs look like the better team.
Yeah, I don't maybe that's the biggest surprise of the whole series.
Yeah, we don't. Adam, in your life, have you experienced, I should say post-lockout?
Post-lockout.
Because those early 2000s Leafs teams were good.
Yeah.
But post-lockout, when was last time the Leafs were this heavily favored in a series?
Oh, it hasn't happened post-lockout. And I think you haven't seen them play this type of hockey since pre-lockout. And it is a long time ago. And it is sort of, it's, again, after 9 years of it being one way, it's a little bit strange to be, at least for the first two games here. Again, it's a pregame show. Anything can happen tonight.
Yeah.
It's weird to be on the other side of it and see things from the way that, you know, a little less in the Cap series in 2017, but I'm thinking like Boston series and a little bit the Montreal series. I mean, I guess the Leafs were super favored over Montreal. Maybe that's they did go up 3-1. So maybe that's our one instance. Boston series, the Tampa series, both of them. Tampa really, even if the Leafs finished ahead of them, and I can't even remember where the Leafs would have finished in those series, Tampa was always favored because they were Tampa.
This series, these quotes you're getting from the Sens, these are Leafs quotes. This is what you're used to hearing from the Leafs, who are trying to fight their way into the series, trying to speak their way into a victory. And we just got to get used to being on the other side as Leafs fans, Sens fans. This is your first experience as being in the playoffs in
a long time.
A while, 7 years, I think it was. So yeah, this is just new territory for us Leafs fans.
I have to ask, Max Pacioretty, point number 3, is going to draw into the lineup tonight. I would qualify that as a semi-major event. That's sort of a big deal. He's going to take Nick Robertson out of the lineup, and I don't know if it all had to do with the high sticking penalty that led to the first Ottawa goal, but Nick Robertson seems to be one of those guys where he's in and out of the lineup. When he's back in after being scratched, he's like a shot out of a cannon, unbelievable. But he does seem to need those breaks, and we haven't seen Max Pacioretty in a while. He played 37 games this year. When he was playing, he was a force. He was a power forward in a way that I don't think we were used to. He's going to be on a line with Bobby McMahon and Max Domi. What are the realistic expectations out of a McMahon, Domi, Pacioretty third line, I want to say?
Yeah. Pacioretty, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but he's been a hit machine.
Yes.
He has the 4th highest hit total in a season in his career, and he's only played 37 games this season. So only and the other 3 ahead of on his career hits list are full 80. They're like 76 game seasons, full seasons. So this season, he's clearly knows that on this team, when you're playing in the middle 6, you know your role isn't to score goals.
Yeah.
Your role out there is to be chaos, to get a lot of traffic in front, to beat up the body of the other team. And Pacioretty knows his role as a vet, and I think that's what we're going to get out of him tonight.
Yeah, and he's played a lot of playoff games. Obviously, they had some pretty good success in Montreal when he was there, in Vegas when he was there. So there's going to be I think probably he's excited to get into the lineup, although apparently he was a bit quiet at Morning State. He did say, that's why I signed here, right, is to play playoff games. What do you think?
You guys we gotta figure out a way to send me to Ottawa.
Yeah,
so
no
I can
kidding.
get these quotes.
I need to know his mood.
I gotta be on the ground.
It's so much less about what they say, and it's more about like how did it feel?
Yeah,
how did it land?
There's a vibe thing when you're in the room and you're hearing these guys talk. So I wish I was there for that quote.
Me too. And I think so. I guess my question is, okay, so you've got you're on an away last change situation where Ottawa's going to get last change. They're probably going to try to match the Pinto line as much as they can with the Matthews line, right? I think that's what makes the most sense. They're going to try to deploy Stützle, Giroux, and Tkachuk as much as they can against a line probably like this, McMahon, Domi, and Pacioretty. what if your Craig Berube is an ideal situation on the road with these three guys? Where does he put them against?
It's such an interesting question because I don't really look at them as the shutdown line.
Right.
Like the fourth line to I know nobody's happy that a first round pick was given up for Scott Laughton to play on the fourth line.
Yep.
But his defensive abilities are some of the best on the team, right?
Yes.
Like he can handle some of those assignments. So Craig Berube has the privilege of being able to run four lines out against, I think, any matchup that the Sens want to throw back at him. Obviously, he doesn't have the last change to determine those matchups, but I don't think the Leafs should be too worried about which matchup they want to isolate. And their decor too, the way it's spread out. CJ made a great point on the CJ show in that the difference between pairing 1 and pairing 3 is not that far in that you have to be worried about who's out against who. You
Right.
think that all three of those D pairings can handle any matchup on the other side for the Sens. So Craig Berube, his job is made relatively easy as a road coach.
The Leafs lines at morning skate, by the way, are Nyes, Matthews, Marner, Holmberg, Tavares, Nylander, Yarncroke, Laughton, Lorentz, and penciled in as the fourth line is Pacioretty, Domi, McMahon. So, and then McCabe, Tanev, Riley, Carlo, Benoit, Ekman, Larson. I can see kind of what you're saying there. I think that makes a ton of sense.
Pacioretty's the fourth line.
Yes, that's
wow.
that's how it was listed in Mark Masters' tweet on it. I mean,
Okay,
that's the
sorry.
best.
I had that
So did I. So did I. That's
yeah.
what I thought. So I think, maybe that makes a lot of sense because you're using Lorentz, Laughton, Yarncroke as a shutdown line.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think like the line thing, we all get caught up in that, but at the end of the day, they just play the games, and then as the games unfold, they find the situations for each line to play.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you though, Adam, because we're talking about the Pacioretty thing. What do you think about Nick Robertson getting scratched, and is he being punished for that high sticking that he took well away from the play last game?
I hope not, because it didn't feel like, listen, it ain't great to take offensive zone penalties. It's just not. Right? Like you're 200 feet away from your own goal and you're taking a penalty. Not great. But I didn't feel like that situation was one where Nick was being irresponsible with his stick or something like that. What I find, though, is that there, and I think we have to acknowledge this, there are times where when his line is out there, they get pinned. And certainly I think that happened probably more than the Leafs were expecting in Game 2. And so why not go with the safer bet in Pacioretty? Give him a shot. You're going to probably run into injuries at some point anyway, so Kampf and Pacioretty are going to play. If there's a guy that's to come out of the lineup, it's Robertson. I don't see it so much as a punishment, although I'm sure Nick does. I see it more as here's smart deployment, and let's see what Max Pacioretty can do. That's the other thing, is like you're away, you're up 2-0. This is where you got to go, okay, we got to see what other line combinations we may have. And it is a risk, Jess, to have, to go 2-0 and switch the lineup up. It really is.
Yeah, and Berube hasn't switched the lineup up since they last lost.
Yeah.
It's been the same lineup. Well, beside from the injuries, like McCabe coming in and OEL coming in, I mean, like the healthy lineup in the forward group has been the same because he's been they've been successful. Why would I ever change it? So it's interesting that coming off of another win, he went with that because he's shown that no matter what, after a win, I'm not going to change it. But this time, Nick Robertson has done enough to warrant being taken out, and Pacioretty has earned enough trust to come in.
Exactly. Now, I got to throw a crazy stat at you. 45% of the shots the Senators took in Game 2 were blocked.
Wow.
45%.
That's the thing we were talking about earlier. That's how the Leafs want to play hockey.
Also, Craig Berube addressed the viral video of him calming Mark Savard down after a goal. Obviously, we saw Mark Savard freaking out. I think it was the goal. I think it was the first goal.
Yeah.
And Mark Savard was like, "Yeah," and Craig's like, "Hey." And he said, "We ask our players to be composed, and we talk about it all the time. That goes for us too. Sometimes it's difficult." I kind of like seeing that emotion from coaches, but I guess I get where Craig's coming from. He also, I think, is a guy whose motor just runs pretty consistent, good or bad.
Oh yeah, that's so true. That's who he is. He's calm, steady, and if it's Sheldon Keefe back there, I think we think different of it, you know. And Mark Savard is closer to his playing days than Craig Berube is.
Yes.
So I feel like Savard still has that in him where it's like, we scored, hell yeah, let's go. And Berube's so far removed from that, and he's in 100% coach mode that he probably doesn't still get those same emotions.
Exactly. Now, I want to move on to some of the other series here with the last sort of 11 minutes that we've got, because Steve Dangle is joining us, along with producer Drew, for our watch-along tonight in just about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes to game time. How great is that? And again, here we are, Maple Leaf Square. It's SportChek at Maple Leaf Square with SDPN, doing our pre-show, having a great time. Panthers, Lightning. This game has already started. But I just want to know, Jesse, your expectations. Obviously, we know that Jake Gensel scoring the the power play goal with Tkachuk in the box. That spurs Tkachuk on. A game one in a series is always goofy, right? Yeah. Especially in the first round. Always goofy. I want to know what your thoughts are on how the rest of the series is actually going to go. And yes, I will hold you to this prediction because I have no idea what to make of it, honestly.
I am of a believer that you're not allowed to flip-flop predictions once a series starts.
All right.
Like, I picked Tampa going in because I thought they've been somewhat underrated with the way they've played hockey all season long. They're amongst the top in the league in goals for, goals against, power play, and penalty kill. Plus, they have all the champions, the core of the champions, minus like Steven Stamkos, on that roster from all of their cup runs. And Vasilevsky, like, he's had a couple down seasons in the postseason, but all of that is still there, and he's had a really good season. I think it's going to carry over. But seeing Florida come out in game one and that second period they had where they truly dominated every aspect of the play, it scares me.
Yes.
Because they clearly still have that championship stuff in them, and I didn't think they did with all of the injuries and how much hockey they've played over the last year.
Well, and so that's the thing is, like, yeah, you listed all the things that Tampa has. They don't have Matthew Tkachuk and they don't have Sergei Bobrovsky. And there is something about that, right? Like, you look at, I think about the 2017 run for the Vegas Golden Knights. And I can't believe, by the way, that was 7 years ago. It's crazy to me. But they seem to have magic that year. The Edmonton Oilers last year, especially after the second round against the Canucks, felt like there was magic. There was something to it. The Panthers the last couple of years, obviously going to the finals and losing, and then going to the finals and winning in Game 7, they have some of that magic. And it's a question of, over a sports career, with injuries and salary caps and everything else, how long can you keep that? Do you think the Panthers really don't still have it, Jesse? Because you did pick Tampa.
I genuinely thought that there was going to be a slight drop-off in what the Panthers could deliver based on how this season has gone. They hadn't looked like the Panthers of the playoff cup run and the last two cup runs, but maybe I should have just realized that doesn't matter to them. The regular season is immaterial. As long as they get into the playoffs, they're going to be a force, and that they still own the belt, and somebody has to take it from them. They're not going to lose it. It has to be taken from the grips of their championship hands.
Right, and that's where it's really tough. I think I took Tampa too. I can't even. I have to look at my Spark graphic. I have no idea. I have no idea what I said. But by the way, over 8,000 people in that. I just want to say, if you're in that, you should check your results because this first round is, I think, surprising a lot of people. One of the series that I think shocked people in Game 2 was the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. Our producer Hayden Matheson, who does a lot of my live streams, is a huge Wild fan for some reason. He grew up here, but he's a big Wild fan, and he's hating the schedule. They started at 11 the other night, 9 o'clock tonight, 4 o'clock on Saturday is when their next game is. But Jesse, what we have to remember is, if I'd asked you, and I did ask you and Steve what your heart picks were in December, who did both of you say?
We both said Kirill Kaprizov.
And then he got injured, and he missed most of the back half of the season. And I would say, and I've said this time and time again since the last game, of the best single-game performances in all of the 2025 playoffs, I think he's number one so far, right? That game, that pass to Matt Boldy, I got to give credit to Matt Boldy for receiving a pass on his backhand like that. But that's a saucer that goes eye level and then goes back down to Matt Boldy's stick in transit while Kaprizov is on his back foot. Unbelievable stuff. And obviously he scores the winner too. What do you expect from Game 3 here, other than like, well, I expect if one team plays well, they're going to win. I'm trying to get a sense of this because Vegas is such a good playoff team.
Yeah, on Kaprizov himself, like, he is the rare hockey talent that has game-breaking ability on his own. It's such a team sport that you don't have the individuals that can truly transform an entire team, but Kaprizov is one of like 10 guys we can probably give, maybe even less, probably 5 guys that we can give that label to. So just having I don't know how healthy he is, if he's 90% or 100 or 80, but just having him there playing at this ability changes everything for Minnesota. Because he's clearly good enough to do these incredible things. With that being said, I think Vegas takes it.
Also,
I think Vegas wins the series still easily.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm still on Vegas.
All right. Well, Hayden has said you guys completely misjudged the Wild. You're all wrong. Blues and Jets also played tonight. Obviously, a couple of tight games there, but the Jets seem to be just a straight-up better team. Not to the surprise of anybody. If the Blues are going to win, this is at home, they're going to have to start tonight. A series doesn't start till you've lost at home, which we were talking about on the show. I still don't know about that saying.
No, awful.
What do you think, man, tonight's game?
I picked the Jets to sweep.
You
my
picked him to
bracket.
sweep?
Yeah, because I'm riding Hellebuck. Like, I've always believed in that player. He's
okay.
He's my Hart Trophy pick.
I bet he is.
From
yeah.
the season start to the end, he was going to have an outstanding otherworldly season. So I'm riding the Jets these playoffs. St. Louis, they're not going to compete at all.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, sure, Jesse. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a couple other series, and I want to specifically highlight Montreal and Washington. Not because it's been the most interesting series. For Canadians and Caps fans, obviously it's the most interesting series. But from a national perspective, it's what's happening is what we all thought would happen. And I want to bring up a couple of points that I've seen, and I want to get your sense of things, and then we'll probably have to wrap up the show. First off, I'm blown away by Sam Montembeault. Blown away. He's been great standing tall. Second thing is Patrick Laine absolutely is invisible in this series. And his mistakes, those 2 botched plays in overtime that led to the icing, which led to the face-off, which led to Ovi scoring. And then, of course, in Game 2, where he literally didn't make plays, Jesse, and did not play the third period. I think that for Montreal, for a team that needs everything to go right for them to even steal a game in this series, is a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, I think maybe we should all get used to the Patrick Laine experience, because this has been him throughout his career.
Yeah.
He, for some reason, whatever mental block is there, he's not able to give 100% at all times. He's not ever shown the ability to reach that potential that we all know he has, because he shows it. He shows it at moments, especially like on the power play, when he only scored on the power play, but he scored a million goals consistently when he was back in the lineup in the fall or in the winter for Montreal. And he's not able to do that at 5-on-5, and he's not able to mentally be there at all moments. And I don't know about you, Adam, but you're watching this series closely. I'm disappointed in him because it's certainly there, but he's not doing it.
If you're making some of the most amount of money, I think Suzuki and Caulfield and Lane Hudson, eventually they'll all make more money, but he's an $8 million player on a team without a lot of $8 million players. When you make that money, that instantly makes you somebody people will look to. You might not be a natural leader, whether he is or he isn't, that's up to his team, but I feel like you're being relied upon. And I know he didn't sign that deal in Montreal, but they did trade assets for him, and he did come in and make an instant difference on their power play, which is anemic right now. For him to be not out there 6-on-5, Marty St. Louis is like, listen, we need a win. Patrick, sit down. I want to put Brendan Gallagher out there. And no disrespect to Brendan Gallagher, but I think in an ideal situation, Patrick Laine is the guy. And couple that with the fact, and we're running out a little low time here, Cole Caulfield has looked really, really great, but the guy's 5'8", and he is getting bullied in this series. Ovechkin, Wilson, and a couple other guys have absolutely run him over. I haven't seen, with the exception of one little pushback from Josh Anderson, the physical pushback from the Montreal Canadiens that you might kind of hope for. Any thoughts?
Oh, no. You got 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
So you can wrap up with your 60 seconds left. I won't. I think you said that perfectly. I think that's the Montreal Canadiens right now.
I said yesterday on Twitter that it was a big talent differential. Canadiens fans took umbrage with that, but it is. It doesn't mean that Canadians don't have a bright future, but I do think right now there's a talent differential, and the Washington Capitals have that edge, and they're playing it perfectly. Now, with about 30 seconds to go, with Steve Dangle on the way, we are excited, pumped, I can hear the noise outside.
Woo!
Maple Leaf Square, we're SportChek at Maple Leaf Square with SDPN. Enjoy the watch along tonight. And remember, come join us for the SDP. We're going to be live here tomorrow between like 11 and 2. Come hang out with us. Come meet us. We can take pictures and whatever and say, go Leafs, go together. And hopefully it's up 3-0, not 2-1. 3-0 sounds so much better. All right, so I'm Adam Wild for Jesse Blake, SDPN live at Maple Leaf Square. Steve Dangle, your time is now.
Before I do my thing, we had a graphic that said a minute to puck drop. We just didn't tell you which one. I'm dropping the puck. Should have said a minute till Steve. So now Steve is back. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Yes. 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 Oui. Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue à SDPN channel YouTube. Sorry, I'm not that far on Duolingo yet. But bienvenue anyway. Steve Dangle here. SDPN YouTube channel. Ottawa, Toronto. We're streaming my face watching this series. Hope you enjoyed, Adam. Hope you enjoyed Jesse with our pregame stream. I thought it was very fun. Game 3 tonight. 10 SDPN memberships were gifted by Heather. Another 5 gifted by Jay Sizzles. And I want to point out, and Nick Murphy. No, you're Nikki now. Nikki Murphy gifted 5 SDPN memberships. What is an SDPN membership? It's a great question. We do 3 episodes of the Steve Dangle podcast every week. If you become an SDP VIP, you get 4. And here's the great thing. If you get gifted a guest membership tonight, if you buy one yourself, you can listen to our whole backlog if you got the time. You got a whole month. Our whole backlog of SDP VIPs. So check that out. The Sens getting ready in Ottawa. Producer Drew says, I thought that was Lex Luthor. I didn't realize it was Craig Anderson. Craig Anderson. Some really bad games against the Leafs. Some really good games against the Leafs. The Sens going with black tonight, by the way, instead of red. That is the right decision, yes. Oh, I agree, Drew. I agree. Chucko says Leafs in 4. Matrim, I'm mildly concerned of going up 3-0 because of the Leafs. That is the wrong attitude. Alexander Edholm, Willie goals tonight? Gosh, I hope so. Your favorite Leafs jersey from the Matthews era? I really like their just regular home, but I'm going to go ahead and say the Boreas Salming one that they wore twice and then never again for no good reason. Like, I still don't understand that. You forgot the fake puck drop? There you go. By the way, this is it says the Ramblers. I got given this at a book signing was this in Halifax or Dartmouth? Oh, Elliot Friedman just tweeted Nick Jensen is in. No surprise. No surprise. Sends, I want to say Jensen and was it Greg? I think they both missed morning skate, but that's what happened last game. They're playing. Steve, in the hospital, baby boy came last night. Oh, congrats. Thanks for the advice at Alibi. Oh, yes. Hey, very good. Very good. I didn't even see who it was who said that. Oh, my gosh. Congrats. Watching your stream for the night. Go Leafs, go. And Steve, pause for dramatic effect. Floor or Tampa, round 2? Whoa. No. The Leafs have to win 1, 2, 3, 4 games against Ottawa before I even think about answering that question. No. Leafs lines. Nyes, Matthews, Marner, no change. Holmberg, Tavares, Nylander, no change. Pacioretty in for Nick Robertson, Domi, Bobby McMahon. Steven Lorentz, Scott Lawton, Calle Yarncroke. You know what? Pacioretty's a big deal there. I hope this awakens Bobby McMahon too. Oh, Pacioretty looks ready to kill someone. They're showing him on screen right now. Lorentz, Lawton, Yarncroke. I can't remember if I said that. I like to watch the game on silent with you as announcer. You are way better than the people who normally call the game. Okay. Thank you. But I like Chris Cuthbert. We saw him in San Jose. He was very nice. We got another one anthem night. Difficult to tell with the red lights what percent of the crowd is Leafs fans and what percent is Ottawa fans. I do know one Leaf fan who's there. No. Producer Drew just said, I think it's more Sens fans than you guys think. I was the one saying that on the podcast. Like, if you're a Sens fan during the regular season, you want to make a few $100 off of Leaf fans, do it. It's a regular season. In the playoffs, I'm keeping the ticket. Yeah, you can make more, but you want to see these games. This is the playoffs. This is what it's all about. Drew says, what's my guess? 70-30? I'm going to say 75-25, and even that might be generous. It might be 80-20. I hope to play the national anthem with kazoos. Why? Didn't someone do that once? Loud anthem. I'm loving this. Christopher, by the way, thanks for the chat Wednesday at SportChek. You are welcome. Apparently, according to Robert Malloy, who's reliably informed, it's expected to be 70-30. This anthem is the last thing these fans will agree on tonight. I'm not even repeating that, Drew. How dare you? Steve's off-grid adventures. Welcome to STP VIP. And I should probably let you know the Sens lineup. This is according to TSN 1200 Ottawa. Kachuk, Stützle, Giroux. Zetterlund moves into the top 6 with Cousins and Batherson. Greg, Pinto, Amadio. Cousins, as in Nick, with Gaudette. And Perron moves down. Highmore is in warm-up. Oh, so this is the warm-up lineup. Sanderson, Zub, Shabbat, Jensen, Clevin, Matt-and-Paulo. Hamonic is the extra. Can we get a maximum Domi? Yes, you can. David Henderson, welcome to STP VIP. Harmonicas, baby, go Kings, go. Can we get a let's go? No! Yes, you can. Puck is about to be dropped. Here in Ottawa, Leafs top line takes the ice first. Third line for the Sens. Puck is dropped. Matthews wins the draw. Riley dumps it. Freak, welcome to SDP VIP. Flow Buds, Joey Ferg has the Leafs fan belt in the square, passed on by Andrew Nielsen. Love that. Sens battling behind the Leafs net. Nyes with it. Carlo looking for an option here. Dumps it. So, Hockey Night has Pacioretty listed on the right and McMahon listed on the left. There's been some debate there. I guess we'll have to wait for the first time they get on the ice. Tanev is out there. Tanev takes a hit from Brady Tkachuk. Nick Jensen out there, double teamed, but the Sens come out with the puck in their own end. Here comes Stützle. Brady on. That is blockered out of play by Stolers. McCabe and Tkachuk going at it. It's just regular scrum stuff. Regular scrum stuff. Are you surprised that Lawton and Lorentz are playing together so well? And can you see them sticking with this fourth line even maybe next year? Well, you got to get through the series first. Oh, Nyes and Greg were going at it. What was that? They were just chanting? This is a Leaf suck chant. Shouldn't it be we? You're down 2-0. Anyway, Leafs win the faceoff in their own end. Benoit. Clevin gets it at his own blue line. Benoit says, get out of here. Lawton falls down. Benoit up the ice. Long pass for Yarncroke. OEL skates it in before dumping it. Oh, they call it offside. Wes Richard said, let's go, but with a swear. Oh, they were chanting Brady, but without the sucks. Sometimes I get very confusing text from people while I'm streaming. So McMahon is lining up on the left here. This face-off just outside the Sens zone. Max Pacioretty, first shift. Let's see what he does with it. He laid the biggest hits on the Leafs this season per capita. But my guess is Craig Berube is going to want to protect this line defensively. Pacioretty dumps it in for himself. Here he is on Motten Paulo. Doesn't even think about playing the puck. Leafs have it at the point. Riley on, no deflection, but McMahon tried. Good bump from McMahon. No right winger there, so Carlo fills in. Oh, heart rate's going pretty good, boys and girls. How you feeling? Nylander. Oh, oh, stripped. The Leafs get it off of Brady as the Sens change. That was good effort there from Brady while his teammates change. Oh, nearly a giveaway to Nylander. This is very back and forth. It's difficult to, if you don't have access to the game, to reliably tell you where they are at all times. For example, the Leafs gained the zone. I started that sentence. They were in the offensive zone, went all the way back into theirs, came back. Here come the Sens again. They gained the Leaf zone. Brady, that one goes very high. And why? Is this going to be a partial break for Pontus Holmberg? He shoots. Stopped by Olmark, but it's covered up. Jensen cross-checking Holmberg and Tavares after the whistle. Did that actually happen to you? Yes, I am, Drew. Should I be doing that? Oh, okay. We're just communicating. My buddy is texting me, and it's confusing because I'm focusing on this. He might have been pulled over by the guy who sang the anthem tonight. Puck drop. Marner was in there for Matthews. Leafs lose the draw, but Nyes comes up with it behind the net. He's stapled. The Sens will airmail it to center ice. The Leafs skating after it. Oh, dear. Ridley Gregg after that hard. I think the Leafs were trying to slow it down for an icing, and it was the wrong strategy. But whatever. It's sent out to the neutral zone. Sens have it. Sens give it back. Sens get it back. Back and forth, back and forth. Riley has it in his own zone. They are chanting Stolers because the place is full of Leaf fans and they love him. Domi with it in the neutral zone. Sens get it right back. Wow, so glad I could watch these with you. Go Leafs. Shoveled on there by Nick Cousins. Stolers holds on to that. And David Perron causing trouble. Gaudette got high stick by Domi there, but it's because Domi was falling down because Domi was pushed. Is Carlo going to the box? Oh, Perron and Carlo are going to the box. I mean, that's a real good trade for Ottawa. You get Morgan Riley's D partner, right? No, Perron's not a slouch, but he's on the fourth line tonight. So it's 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. No, Perron's a great player. Noted Alan Walsh-Klein as well. There's at least 2 in this game. There might be 3. Is Highmore playing? I don't think he is. No. All right, well, so there's 2. Pacioretty and Perron, and if Highmore gets into a game, you'll know he's an Alan Walsh client. The guy who sang the anthem is a former police officer, Lyndon Slewage, says Ty Smith. Yes, that is what my buddy told me. I have never been pulled over by an anthem singer. I have been pulled over. It sucks. Matthews wins the D-zone draw. McCabe plays it to Tanev behind the net, but Ridley Gregg is in there. Oh boy, I'm not loving. Leafs look calm behind their own net, maybe too calm. Marner, oh my gosh, cheeky pass to Matthews. I don't know about that in the playoffs, but it worked. McCabe, cross ice for Riley. Those two playing together for a couple minutes. Marner drives around the net. Oh, he had Riley in front. Riley around for Matthews. Matthews tries, but now this is going to be a partial 2-on-1 for the Sens here. Oh, good intercept there from Matthews. Doesn't clear the zone. Shot, that's high and wide. Jensen with it at the blue line. Oh, Jensen with some room here. But the Sens are changing. Good play from Marner, but is this icing? You know what? It's not icing, and if it was maybe earlier in the period, we're only 5 minutes in, ice would have been clear enough that it was, but no. Where'd that go? Rebound! And the Leafs are going to go a man down here. I think it's a high stick or a hook drawn by Brady Tkachuk right in front. So this is going to be 4-on-3 here. Very dangerous. What's that? My game feed? Okay. Well, hopefully it loads. So you want me on? Oh. There you go. 15:04 left in the first. This is going to be a 4-on-3 power play for the Sens for 43 seconds. And then it will go to 5-on-4. It's Lawton, McCabe, and Tanev out there. Sens win the draw. Lawton almost gets it off Stützle. Batherson shoots. That one goes out of play. 32 seconds left of 4-on-3 action. Very big moment in this game. And potentially this series. I mean, it's the playoffs. Every moment's a big one. The Sens have not led this series for a single second or led any game at any point in the series for a single second, but they have an opportunity here. Oh, Lawton, very smart. Bats the puck off the draw, and it goes all the way down the ice. That kills a solid 10 seconds right there. 20 seconds left in this 4-on-3. So, oh boy, Lawton clears the zone. So Carlo is going to come out of the box, and Perron. I'm very interested to see how the Leafs play this. 4 seconds. So it's Benoit, Marner, OEL out there right now. Brady Tkachuk. Oh, good job there from Marner. Puck. Oh, that's cleared. That's cleared. Yep. Minute 8 to go in the power play. That is offside, and it'll go outside the Leaf zone. Yeah, Drew is arguing that puck should go down the ice because Brady heard that whistle. I think you're right, personally. Or at least center ice. Sometimes they do that when they're just like, I don't know. Where is this going? Just outside the Leaf zone. Matthews wins it, though, and Tanev clears it. No harm, no foul. Not all the way down the ice, though. A minute to go here in this 5-on-4 power play now. Batherson through the neutral zone. Oh, boy. Great play from him. He misses high and wide. Off the boards. It's at the point with Shabbat. Perron, part of the second power play unit. Calling him a fourth liner is wrong. Zetterlund is blocked. That goes around. Oh, man. Exciting game so far. Batherson. Driven around the net by McCabe. Perron with it. Shabbat at the point. Down to Giroux. No, sorry, Zetterlund. On. That's stopped by the pad. Tanev. He just gets it over the line. 15 seconds to go in this Sens power play. Leafs get a little change there. Shabbat into the corner. Stoller's out of his net to play it. Gives it to Benoit. I think I might just chuck it down the ice. Nice. Rags it for just enough time that Tavares gets out of the box. That ended up being the right play. Sens have it in the neutral zone, though. Can't get across the Leafs line. Now they do. There's Dylan Cousins. Taken down by Carlo. Oh, good play there by Nyes again. Gets it out over the line. Stolarz looks great. The rest I don't know, says more American than you. Give it time. Although I would agree, it's not the best start to the game from the Leafs. Good penalty kill, though. Tavares gets it to Carlo. 12:23 to 1 to go in the first period. Oh, is this going to be icing? No, it isn't. Leafs get it in their own end. Nylander bats it down with his hand. Carries it through the neutral zone. In on Ullmark, who directs it wide. Willie plays the body. Holmberg tries to get it to Tavares in front. Doesn't work. Now here comes Stützle. Oh, trying to burn OEL, who just gets the stick on it. They said on Hockey Night before the game that the Sens are going to try to get Stützle away from Tanev McCabe. Great example of it right there. Leafs dump it. They need to get some shots here. Jensen. Now this is the Domi line in the D zone. We don't want this. Sends on. That one goes wide. Tanev and McCabe are out there, though. Tanev gets it out. Tanev into the neutral zone. Can I try my luck with another Benoit goal? You know what? Why not? Into the Leafs corner. Sanderson plays it back to the point where he is not. One-timer. The stick is broken. Will the Leafs be able to take advantage here? Nice. Move it. Riley in the neutral zone. The Leafs not able to take advantage. Dylan Cousins attacking Brandon Carlo, trying to drive wide. Carlo stuffs him. Pacioretty stuck out there. He's been there a while. Matthews to Benoit. Bobby McMahon. Pacioretty goes for a hit. Misses most of it. Dylan Cousins Going in, shoots it on Stolars into the crest. 10:31 to go in the first period. Sens definitely with more shots. Not a ton of danger there, though. Kathy Lawson, thank you for 5 SDPN memberships. Robert Bet, the last time the Bruins, Rangers, and Red Wings missed the playoffs was 1967. Pacioretty, number 67, got up this morning and had to turn on the furnace to take the chill off the thermostat. Read 67 degrees. It's a sign this is our year. I agree. Which one is this? Which one is this? Oh, it's game 3. Thank you. I'm going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm working on that cardio. And speaking of, listen, I just started playing men's league hockey. So because of that, I've been trying and achieving my goals of getting stronger, gaining confidence, and improving my endurance with Peleton. The ticker is going right now. From 4-week strength building classes to running indoors and outdoor workouts and everything in between, Peleton will push you to achieve your goals. The nerves are setting in. With Peloton's all-access membership, you can work out when you need to, like at home with your tread, outdoors on your runs, or take your favorite classes to the gym with the app. You know what I do sometimes? I'll plop my bike right down in front of the TV during a game. I've done it. Peloton has thousands of members whose lives were changed by the workouts, experiences, and community. Peloton helps you get stronger with strength classes, workout generators, and personalized programs on the Peloton Tread and Strength Plus app. Find your push, find your power with Peloton at One Peloton, Peloton.ca. Francois Labelle, thank you for 5 SDPN memberships. Corrupted, thank you for 1 SDPN membership. Francois Labelle says, go Habs, go. Oops, wrong game. How dare you? Face off in the leave zone. 10:31 to go. Lawton is going to get kicked out of the dot here. Lorentz can take face off, so let's see how he does against Adam Gaudette. Lorentz wins it clean. Airmailed by OEL. Clevin, trouble handling that, but he gets it to Montempalo. Into the Leafs corner now. OEL battling with Nick Cousins. Leafs get out. But they got it. The Leafs have done a good job just getting it out of their zone. They got to carry it out. They got to have some possession here. Shots 5-1 at, boom, there it is. Exactly the halfway mark of the first period. Sends to the point. Shabbat! That's wide. Rebound. Nick Cousins couldn't get to it in time. OEL. Oh, smart move around Gaudette. Can Yarncroke get it out? Yes, he can. Lorentz bats it. This one is going to be icing. 9:38 to go in the first. So close to being on against Linus Ullmark. Oh, man. Perron got a piece of that Shabbat shot, and it just went wide. Leafs, I guess, are trying to argue who was or wasn't on the ice. I think Yarncroke's trying to get off. What's going on here? How haven't we dropped the puck yet? I mean, this is good for the Leafs, but Lawton is out there. Leafs win the draw. The ref wants to redo it. Corrupted 1 SDPN membership. Did I say that? Valerie Casa. Welcome to SDP VIP. Did the Leafs scratch Robertson so he'll score in game 4? That is the hope. Leafs win the faceoff, dump it down the ice. But again, the Sens have it now. Sens goof it up. So let's see what happens here. Riley up the ice. Leafs chip it into the Sens zone. McMahon after it. Lays the body. Pacioretty like a bull in a china shop. Oh! Domi centered it. It didn't work. Shabbat to Batherson. Shadowed by Carlo. He got his own rebound off the block, and it had to be blocked by Stoller. Stützle! Stopped by Stollers. Whoo-wee. 8:50 to go in the first. Sens definitely the better team so far. Freak 811, 5 SDPN memberships. Gracias. And it's this game the Big Four need to own. Geez, the Big Four have not been on the ice a whole ton. As we go to commercial break here. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. 3,000 of you are watching this game with me, and I appreciate that. What I would appreciate more is if you could find it in your heart to click like. That's all you got to do. It's free, and it takes a second. There's 646 of you who have clicked like. We want that up. We want that up. We want that up. It's at 666. We don't like that. No! Ah! Oh, there it is. 756. Wow. Holy crap. I should tell you guys to do what I tell you more often. Holy cow. This feels like they are playing the Panthers. No, it does not. No, no one's been injured yet. By the way, everyone looking at the Tampa, Florida series and getting all worried, you are doing it wrong. I promise you're doing it wrong. First of all, they have they have played one game. Second of all, you're worried about beating them? You haven't even beat these guys yet. Cool it. The Leafs have won 2 games in a playoff series lots and lots of times. In the Matthews era, the Leafs have only failed to win at least 2 games in a playoff series once. I believe that's 1 out of 10, if I'm not mistaken. 1 out of 10 or 11. 2 games does not win you a series. Matthews against Pinto in the D zone. Scrum draw. Still no real winner. There you go. Nyes. Cannot chip it out. Where is it? Greg gets it. Shoot it. He does. Blockered by Stollers. Matthews with it in the corner. Can't get it to Marner, but he gets it out. That's dumped. Tanev to McCabe. Down the ice. And that's clear icing. Shot attempts are 16-3 for Ottawa. So, you know what's funny? A lot of the Corsi talk around the series has been BS. It's not in this one. No SportChek for Steve tonight. Not tonight. But we will be at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square tomorrow recording the Steve Dangle podcast. Francois Labelle, welcome to SDP VIP. Hey, Steve, did you hear that the face-off drop in the Leaf zone? I'll read that in a sec. Jensen down the ice. Kachuk with it. Giroux with it behind the Leafs net. Geez, too much in the Leafs end to start this game. Hard to even call it the start of the game. We're over 12 minutes in. Good poke by Holmberg. Gets it out, but again, Jensen dumps it. Sens are off right now. Definitely offside. Holmberg gets it out anyway. Leafs gain the zone. Nylander still holds on to it. To Tavares. Shoots. Stopped by Ullmark. 7:24 to go in the first. Hey, Steve, did you hear that the NHL fired referee Trevor Hansen because he shared a betting account with someone who bet on hockey? No. Is that a new story? I know that happened to an umpire. Was it a couple months ago? Hoberg was his name? It's such a shame, too, because he was considered like one of the best umpires in baseball in terms of calling balls and strikes. And he gone. Oh, it was yesterday? How did I miss that? Let's go Sens. Brady's better, says Steve Dangle. Do you own any Lindros memorabilia besides NHL 99? I do. Scrum draw. Leafs win it back in the offensive zone. That one stopped by Allmark. Riley. Oh, boy, massive bodies behind the Sens net. Zetterlund comes up with it. Riley back, playing defense now. Gets it up to McMahon. Gets it deep. No Leaf pressuring, though. McMahon. Pacioretty. Domi. Oh, nice move by Domi. Drives the net! McMahon! Covered up by Allmark. McMahon takes a shot to the face there after the whistle. The confidence of having Stolarz back there, what a difference it makes. Yeah, you're telling me. Oh, Drake Batherson. Is he hurt? He might have got stepped on by a skate there. I think one of his own teammates. Now, McMahon kicked that puck. I don't think he touched it with a stick, so if it did go in, I don't know if that would have counted. 6:47 to go in the first period. Obviously, it's a moot point. Matthews out there for the ozone draw. Matthews, Marner, Nyes. Nyes on the right for the faceoff. Leafs win it back to the point. It's OEL. Yeah, you went offside there, bud. Why'd they blow it dead? I thought that could have been delayed. All right. Francois Labelle on the Hab stream last night. Someone suggested you do a shaded stream. Steve, play-by-play. I'm positive shaded is not the word you meant. Steve, play-by-play, Adam Color. Any plans? No plans, but it's a cool idea. He was sharing the... Oh, okay, I'm not reading that. He went to the net, says Atomic. Yes, he did. Are the Oilers cooked? Never count the Oilers out. Stolarz plays the puck in his own end. Benoit tries to find a teammate. Can't. Drew, what did you say? Their defense is cooked, but their defense is always cooked. Benoit gains center. Yeah, that's true. They did have Ekholm last year. Nylander in there. Bullet at China Shop takes down his man. I think that was Ridley Gregg. Francois Labelle shared. Oh, shared. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. It's amazing the difference one letter makes. I was like, what are you talking about? Up the ice from Riley. Nylander, taken off by Jensen. Sens were trying to get onside there. Fans are saying their player was interfered with by Carlo. That is a penalty. I've never once in my life seen it called. Are the Leafs offside? What was that? No Carm. How does Domi eat? Pay someone to chew for him? He eats like a millionaire with so many resources. Are we going to TV timeout? What? Like Stolarz is at the bench right now? Chris Cuthbert doesn't even know why the play was blown dead. He thought it was icing. Why are we going to commercial break right now? We don't even know. That's hilarious. All right. Hello, friend. Steve Dangle here. Welcome to our watch along. Brought to you by the fine folks at SportChek. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Tomorrow, we will be recording our podcast live from the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Think the Leafs will pick up the physical play. Yeah, me too. Fat Finger Frank here. Oh, did you type something wrong? Oh, shared. Oh, it was you. My bad. The Sens are, geez. The only thing I would worry about if I was the Sens is, am I going to get tired from all this ass kicking I'm doing? They look pretty good to start this game. Wilgman, SDP VIP, welcome, my friend. Caitlin Campbell is in a TikTok Canada ad right now on TV. Love following them on TikTok. I actually stopped by their coffee shop at Union Station. Robert Bett, isn't it great? No effing Bruins to worry about. It is, but you got to beat these guys. Oh, Florida, Boston. You got to beat Ottawa, man. You're only halfway there. Atomic, what have you thought of the officiating so far? Very typical of the playoffs. I think the Sens are grossly overblown it. Lawton wins the faceoff at center ice. I'm still not totally sure what that whistle was for. Yarncroke gets it over the line. Lawton. Oh, my God. Gaudette's all over him. Jeez. Tough battle behind the Sens net. Lorentz is in there. Lawton. Yarncroke going after Montemapalo. Whoa! OEL went for a big hit. Whoever it was spun off it, but the Leafs are back in the Sens zone. Yarncroke behind the net for Lorentz, who doesn't have a stick, gets it to Lawton. Lorentz is going to stay out there and go get his stick, I think. That is indeed what happened. He just played it back, but no one was there. But at least the Leafs have the puck. Yeah, like, the refs are letting stuff go, and they definitely have let stuff go in the Leafs' favor, but I think Sens fans are kidding themselves if they don't think it's gone both ways. Oh, Leafs with a chance in front. Patches. Ah! Oh, good stop there by Ullmark. Big hit there by Patches. Maybe the best chance of the game for the Leafs. Pacioretty chips it into the Sens zone. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first. Zetterlund with it in his own zone. Down the ice. This will be icing. Wise play by Stolarz there to let it go. 4:01 to go in the first. Let's see what happens here. Domi to Patches. Oh, to McMahon for the deflection, and he just doesn't quite get all of it. I don't think he got any of it. I think it hit his feet. McMahon arguably has the Leafs' two best chances so far tonight. Ullmark looking a little sharper to start today, says James. I'm not sure. Face off in the Sens zone. They win it clean. Shabbat all the way around. This is just going to be icing again. 3:54 to go in the first. First career playoff winner for Max Domi in game 2, the broadcast says. I wasn't sure about that when we said it, because Max Domi, through his career, has actually been a pretty decent playoff performer. He had a really good run with Dallas a few years ago. I think it was right before he joined the Leafs. Tavares again loses the ozone draw. Shabbat finds Zetterlund at center ice, so it's not icing this time. Sens dump it all the way down. Shots are a little more reasonable at 7-5 in favor of Ottawa. Oh, William Nylander breakaway! Stopped by Ullmark. Oh, Nylander just took a slapper. And he's smiling. Oh, geez, Willie, it feels like he's taken better ones than that. That's a good one, though. Oh, my gosh. No Sen picking him up. Yeah, producer Drew going, who was that, Robert Reichel? That's a deep cut. Steve Dangle, you said the Boar 4 right before Nylander got a breakaway, which I think is very funny. Ullmark looks sharp there, although I don't think the Leafs made him work very hard. And by the Leafs, I mean Nylander. Matthews, Martin Eyes out there for the ozone draw. Yep. Pinto's going to get kicked out. Francois Labelle, I like the Habs duo on the Leafs. Patches and Domi. I like that that's what you call them and not the Maxes. Sens win the faceoff, but Matthews steals it. Tanev holds it at the line. Matthews, Tanev, McCabe. McCabe, Marner, Matthews, Marner, McCabe, on, rebound, where is it? Bodies, and the Sens might get a partial 3-on-2 here. Here comes Pinto. Oh, bobbles it. Amadio, that one goes wide. Where'd it go? I guess out of play. Dustin Tyson, can we get a Showtime 88 playoff mullet for Steve? You cannot. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Oh, nice. Taken down hard there in front of the net during that little flurry. The Leafs they've definitely gotten better as the period has gone on. But now they have a face-off in their own zone. Lawton versus Giroux. Is Giroux getting kicked out there? Take the camera off Stollers. Lawton wins it against Brady Tkachuk. Dumped. Gloved by Clevin in his own zone. Here comes Giroux. Giroux and OEL. Whoa! Kicked aside by Stollers. Shot through traffic. Stopped by Stollers. Lawton feathers it into the neutral zone for Yarncroke, who dumps it. 2:35 to go in the first. Lorentz! Wow! Huge collision behind the net between Lorentz and who was that? Clevin? Oh my goodness. Have either of them gotten up? Holy Toledo. Jensen with it at the point. Bombed on. Blocked by Riley, I believe. Sent out of the Leaf zone. Sens get onside as they dump it in. Pacioretty and Riley combined to take it off Zetterlund. Hit from Jensen. Max Domi one-on-one with Shabbat, shoots. Blocked by Shabbat. Pacioretty wins the battle. Oh, McMahon! Where is it? It's behind the net. Domi finds McMahon. Not in a good position to shoot. McCabe to Tanev. McMahon. Behind the net, no one there. Holy cow, that collision between Lorentz and Clevin. Dump and no chase. What's going on here? No, that's changed. That's definitely how it was at the beginning. Dumped by Giroux. Benoit. Up the ice for Willie. He doesn't get it with possession. We got a whistle. Is this a penalty? Brady Tkachuk. What's going on here? He's clearly going to the box. Clevin and Lorentz destroyed each other. Holy cow. Lorentz definitely getting the worst of it. Tkachuk and Holmberg. Oh, he elbowed Holmberg right in the face. Tkachuk's calling it soft. Listen, if you stick your elbow up, they'll often let it go. Tkachuk wound up. Drew, what do you think? Soft? He's saying soft? I'm just being a Leaf fan about it. Tavares wins the draw on this first power play of the game. Matthews, Marner, Willie. Oh, on! Tavares steals it. Leafs a little out of sorts here. Marner with it at the point. Puts it on. Deflected. It's behind the net now. Tavares. Marner. Holds the line. Greg. If he stayed on his feet there, he might have had a breakaway. Tavares can't find Nyes. Saw what he was going for there. The Sens throw it down the ice. Under a minute, by the way, to go in the first period. Nyes keeps it in. Matthews. It's deflected. Oh, that was almost sick. Gets it to the point. Marner is there. Tavares. 30 seconds to go in the first. Matthews, Tavares. Taken by Pinto and sent down the ice. Over the stick of Stollers and into the corner. 18 seconds to go in the first here. Here comes Marner. Where is it? It's behind the net, behind the Sens net. Sens trying to kill the clock, which is wise. And the period is over. So the Leafs. Nye's penalty. Is he the only one? Is a bad cross check? I must have missed it. It didn't come out of the sky? Okay, I'm very curious to see what happened here. Where did the game 1, game 2, first period Leafs go? The Sens weren't going to be brutal all series. All right. Let's see. Oh, like, get out of here. So, I mean, Nyes keeps going, but he got cross-checked to hell by Shabbat. That's a joke. That's no less of a joke than the Tkachuk elbow at minimum. It's a makeup call. Oh, it came after the final horn? So that's one thing I couldn't tell from the replay. All right. Doesn't Stolarz look like an Easter Island head? You know what's funny? I was about to tell you no, and the more I thought about it, I see it. 3.4 thousand viewers, 1,000 likes. Press like! You and Joe Bowen are the only commentators I need in my life. Go Leafs, go. Yins are going to manifest McKenna to the Bruins with all the trash talking some Leaf fans are doing. No! Also, I don't think the Bruins are going to finish last next year. My buddy Matt just texted me, Brady, meta world peace, Tkachuk. Yeah, that's what that elbow was to me. I don't think it was soft. I think it was equal to the elbow he's referencing. I am very objective. Is Habs fan Adam upset they're down by 2? Yes. Sens fans quiet as a mouse after this play. No, they seem pretty loud to me. Steve Dangle here. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Producer Drew, we got trivia for the second period, right? Second intermission, rather. Okay. So, you know what? Yeah, okay. We're debating which clip to play, so I can take a little break here. We are going to show you a clip from SDP VIP. Thoughts on Habs versus Caps series so far? Put some respect on the Caps. It's closer than, the Habs. It's closer than I think most people were giving them credit for. It's the playoffs. There are no bad teams. The clip we were going to show you is from our most recent SDP VIP. Or rather, second most recent, because we recorded one yesterday. It's just not up yet. It is about the space penis that Jeff Bezos sent to space. How does South Park make episodes?
Jesse, can you go up and down on that? Can you scroll up and down? Can you scroll up and down? Oh, yeah.
Is there a hole in the top? Like, dude.
That's the pod they sit in.
Oh, God.
So, like, Katy Perry's in there singing Roar.
So a bunch of women got in the big old space stick.
Jesse, can you
and
pull
they
up?
Flew to sort of space.
Pull up the picture of all 6 of them if you can.
Yeah. I actually I had the video, the YouTube video. We can't play it, but I can show all the stills from it.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, because this is key. Because, again, this is framed as a step forward for feminism. And I think that's where people get pissed. If this had just been, hi, we're rich people on the whole, and we're going to space because we want to, I don't think people would have had as much of a problem with it. There would have been people like, wow, you're blasting a lot of CO2 and you're this and you're that, whatever. But like, yeah. So the first thing I think people took umbrage with is as astronauts, they're wearing wetsuits. It looks now.
I recognize 2 of these people.
And you probably should.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple celebrities and there's a couple not. And I'm going to talk about Amanda Nguyen in a second here, guys. So if you know the story intimately, don't worry. There were people up there for the right reasons. But the people that are being really hit hard after this are Gayle King and Katy Perry.
Gayle
And
King and Katy Perry are the only two I know. And then now that you mentioned Jeff Bezos' wife was on it, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
You've
that's
seen her face.
that's certainly her face.
And
but that's about it.
she was the one that I believe she's the one that designed the spacesuits. And
Wow.
I think that
Fucking cares.
so.
Sorry.
So what's interesting about this is the reaction to celebrities. And again, I want to start this by saying, I think if you frame this as I'm rich and I want to do rich people shit, like buying a Rolex, buying a Ferrari, going to space, and you want to spend your millions of, I think it's a few $1 million to go, and it's 11 minutes.
I think is the only.
No, it's
thing.
11 minutes in space.
Never mind then.
Then by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I would spend money like that if I had it, but I can tell you that that's how they would, and they did. And the problem is coming back. So the first thing is,
Sorry, can I say what the first thing is? If I'm Gayle King, I'm like, can we retake this fucking photo?
yeah, it's rough.
Look at everyone else's face and look at hers.
There's an extreme amount of airbrushing on this photo too. Like
too.
Katy Perry's face barely looks real. It looks like AI. When I saw this happen, just before you get into all the minutia of it, like to set it up, when I saw this happen, I told Gabby because she was talking about it too, and I was like, they all think it's still 2013 where events like this are like the only thing on the internet and this is all we're talking about.
Thank you.
That's what this felt like. Because do you remember like there would be a dude who'd tightrope across Niagara Falls?
Yes.
And then we'd go on the radio or whatever and we'd talk about last night the guy tightroped across, or there would be the Red Bull things where they go up to space
And then jump from
and then he
space.
jumps from space and we're all like, oh my God.
I'm
Let's
old
tweet
enough
about it.
to remember us all getting the same news.
Yes.
Do you remember
These
that
people were back down on the ground before I knew this
And
was happening.
they all thought that because they're so disconnected from reality that we're going to do this thing where we go to space and it's going to be so cool and everybody's going to care about it because there's a monoculture and everybody cares about the one big event that the rich people, celebrities are doing. But that's not how the world works anymore.
No. And again, frame it what it is. You took a ride to space. Couple of things. So Katy Perry, when she was talking about this in her pre-promo, because of course they did promo,
Which didn't go so good.
She said,
I didn't fucking know about it.
she said that she'd always been interested in things like astronomy and astrology, and she's like, I'm very excited to research more on STEM and learn more about STEM.
In 11 minutes?
Well, I mean, I guess they have to do some training to go up there first, right? So then she goes up there.
Okay.
And instead of looking out of the space capsule, if you're in space, if I'm in space, what am I doing?
I mean, that's the only thing to do, isn't it?
No, you could also set up your phone and take selfie videos, which is what Katie did. Katie took a ton of selfie videos, and she brought up a flower, a little daisy, which is her daughter's name. She also has a single called Daisies, and I have to say, it's really bad. I remember we played it on Virgin Radio. I'm like, why is Katy Perry yelling at me? That's how the chorus hits.
So
and
it's just a big promo for a
it's
bad song.
No, the song's 5 years old.
Oh my God.
It's her with this flower, and it's a video of her in space, but she's not really. Everybody else is looking out the window and doing stuff. She's just like, look at me. And then on the way back down, Gayle King tells us that Katy Perry sang It's a Wonderful World. Unprompted.
Why? What?
And then
I think I know it's Katy Perry, and that might be intimidating if you're one of those people on the spaceship. Mm-hmm. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're not going back to space. And I think it's okay to say, can you shut the fuck up? I think that's okay.
Yeah,
but they're never gonna do that. Like,
no, they won't.
You're not sitting there with Katy
Celebrities don't
Perry.
do
It's
that.
celebrities.
Celebrities don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that to each other.
So
Now,
are they celebrities?
Yeah.
All of them?
Gayle King is a very,
I know Gayle King.
Yeah.
Steve,
Lauren Sanchez.
you know that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know you wouldn't do that either.
Yeah. I don't think you tell Katy Perry. Yeah, you're posturing
nice.
a little.
You're too
You
nice.
wouldn't tell Katy Perry to shut the fuck up.
There's no way. It would take you a lot to tell someone to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You tell me that, but
Potentially
like,
No,
me
you
too.
know how I stop her? I join. That is what I would do.
Fair enough. Now,
That is, yeah.
So Katy Perry's comments have rubbed people the wrong way because it starts off with, "You will never know the love you have inside you until the day you launch." And people are like,
What?
I guess so. I won't ever know. And then they interview her right after, and she said, "It's the highest high, and it is a surrender to the unknown, trust." And this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training. It's the team. She's holding the flower. It's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're finding love for yourself, because you got to trust yourself on this journey. And then you're feeling the love when you come back down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I really feel connected to that strong, divine, feminine, right now energy. And by the way, Katy Perry has said she's never felt more connected to love than on this journey.
Women have been to space, eh?
Oh, 100%. It's not.
There's one there right now. They've abandoned her.
And Gayle King has been a lot more indignant. It starts with the quote where she goes, "I'm so proud of me." She said, "I'm proud of the women, and I'm so proud of me." And people said, "Listen, Gayle, you guys took a ride on a rocket. You went to space. And before the rocket takes off, everybody puts their hands in the middle." And again, throwing back to Jesse's 2013 reference, they go, "Taking up space."
Oh, my goodness.
Quite literally, that's what they did. And this is the faux feminism that Katy got criticized heavily for from her album last year, where she worked with Dr. Luke, right?
I don't know who that is.
He's a guy that allegedly sexually assaulted Kesha and wrote all the songs.
His name?
Dr. Luke, yep.
Oh.
And so she worked with him. There was huge backlash with that. And then she had the song, "It's a Woman's World, and You're Lucky to Be Living in It." And everybody's like,
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Sick.
So people were not happy about that. And Gayle King has a very interesting take on this as well. She said, "Anybody criticizing this, people need to do more due diligence," is what she said. She said, "I wish there was more due diligence. And my question is, have you been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do, and then come back and say to me, this is a terrible thing."
Oh, okay.
And then she also said, she took a moment to call out those who were calling the flight a ride. She said, "You never see a man or a male astronaut who's going up to space and they say, 'Oh, he took a ride.' It's always referred to as a flight or a journey. So I feel it's a little disrespectful for what the mission was and what the work Blue Origin does." Now, if I get into the same race car as Lewis Hamilton, am I a race car driver?
No.
If I get on a roller coaster, am I a roller coaster operator?
Yeah, no, you went to Wonderland and took a flight on the Bat.
So what they said, what Gayle said was, "I know there are cranky Yankees, and I know there are some haters, but I'm not going to let people steal my joy and the joy of what we did or what we accomplished today." Now, the question is, what did they accomplish? Again, we go back to how this was framed, Jesse and Steve. It was framed as, this is a mission for feminism. And to be honest, and a lot of celebrities have spoken out about this negatively, saying, "Yeah, no, it wasn't."
I want to play MRATAs when you're done.
You want to play it? Play it. Play it now.
No, when you're done. You're talking about the framing and everything.
If you had just said, "I'm rich, I want to do I can buy anything in the world, but you know what what's hard to buy? A trip to space. So I'm fucking doing it."
Isn't this what Lance Bass did like all those years ago? And I feel like it was under the guise of, "Yo, I want to go to space."
Fuck
and
yeah.
We were all like, "Yeah, I get that."
And everybody can respect at least that. They can say, "You know what? You're rich, and we live in a capitalistic society, and you have the money to pay the ticket, so you go ahead."
Why not go to space, I guess?
But when you have Gayle King on the news going, "You wouldn't believe how many young women have already reached out to me, how many girls we've inspired to get into science because
That's
of
end
this."
time shit. Like this.
Sorry.
So that is where people are like, hold on a second. You were in space for 11 minutes. There was no real mission here other than it was tourism. And let's not make it what it isn't.
Whoo! 0-0. after one. What'd you think of that clip? Would you also ride the space penis? Or what's it called? What's its actual? It's called space penis, right? It's painted on the side of it. Steve Dangle here. SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Play the David Ayers clip. No. Cassie. Yeah, but if Sharks or Hawks win the lottery this year, they can get the first overall for a few years, or can't get the first overall for a few years because of the new rule. So there's a chance. Stop it. Gavin McKenna is not going to the Bruins. And Giggling Cat. Cats, as in the Panthers, are up over the Bolts at the halfway mark. So I'm buying you another beer. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, 5:45, or let me click refresh here. 5:45 to go in the second period. The Panthers are up 1-0 on the Lightning. Nate Schmidt, am I reading this right? His third goal? He had 2 in game 1? A defenseman has 3 goals, and they're not named Kel McCarr? After that clip, I feel like some cross-checking history. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, listen. Do you like hockey? I bet you do. How about playoff hockey? I bet you do. Then let me remind you that SportChek is your destination. What word is that? Destination. SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. Why am I struggling so hard with words? In Etobicoke on North Queen Street. Do not streak down North Queen Street. They're hosting a grand opening weekend on May 3rd and 4th. That is very soon, featuring Coach Chippy, Hockey Benders, and Chris Boucher from the Raptors, whose username on social media, I believe, is Slim Duck, which is just an awesome nickname. SportChek at Maple Leaf Square is where we're going to be recording tomorrow's episode of the Steve Dangle podcast, the Steve Dangle podcast, the SDP from Steeson. Pretty sure "Ride the Space Penis" was Ric Flair's catchphrase for a couple decades. Maybe. What do you think of the clip? I think Gail Kim is a fraud. Sorry to bring out my impish side. I do not have an opinion on Gail Kim. I know her face. That is it. That's what I know about her. Beginning, middle, end. And I believe she interviews people. Now beginning, middle, end. And so I know her face and that she interviews people and that she's been to space. So now I know 3 things. That's it. Drew says, is she the 60 Minutes lady? And I will follow that up with, is she the 60 Minutes lady? I don't know. Charge 41. Steve, did you watch WrestleMania weekend? No. And by the sounds of it, it was not very good. Cassie, I'm going to clip that for when they do. You knock it off. How dare you? No. Bad, Cassie. Oh, okay. So producer Drew goes, who's more likely to go to space out of you, Adam, and Jesse? I think the answer is, ooh, okay. I think I'm number 3, honestly. I think I'm 3rd most likely. Drew says Jesse is 3rd most likely. I'm tempted to say Jesse might be most likely. You know what? It's Adam most likely. I think followed closer than you think by Jesse. So Nyes is in the box for cross-checking. So is Brady Tkachuk. It's 4-on-4. Shot by Tavares is high and wide. 4-on-4 for the next 23 seconds. And then Brady Tkachuk is going to come out of the box. Then we'll have a 5-on-4 power. Tavares spins off his man, hands it to Willie. Leafs are going to have to, Tavares is getting off. Willie drives around, spins. Oh, you got to shoot that. Oh, and he's going to get a trip. And for a minute 15, the Sens are going to have a 5-on-3. Stupid play by Willie. Oh, boy, you really didn't have to do that. That's a bad penalty. Listen, the penalty on Nyes, I think, is trumped up nonsense. Like, if you're going to send Nyes, I think you have to send Shabbat. But that's a dumb penalty from Willie. Ugh. And now 2/3. Oh, I was going to say 2/3 of the Leafs top line is in the box. That's not true. But it's Willie and Nyes. Nyes kills penalties too. Minute 15. This is bad. Lawton, McCabe, Tanev out there. Sens win it. Sanderson has it. Is Ridley Gregg the new Corey Perry? No, Corey Perry was good. Perry might have had more goals this year. I'm not even sure. Batherson loses the handle, gets it back. Stützle at the point. Batherson, Stützle. Across to Sanderson, Stützle, Batherson, Stützle, Sanderson. Oh my goodness. Down low to Giroux. Sanderson, Stützle, bang! Off the side of the net. Tanev knocks it down the ice. I think Lawton might have got a piece of that too. 40 seconds left in this 5-on-3. Here comes Stützle. Almost has it taken off him by Marner. Tkachuk to the point. Sanderson. Giroux. On, in. Claude Giroux makes it 1-0, and the Sens have their first lead of the series, and it was before the 5-on-3 expired. So the Sens will still have a power play for another 22 seconds here. This could be the turning point of the game. Sens if they score, if the Leafs if they kill it. Well, Francois, the Sens scored. I don't know if that hit off anything. Brady seemed to indicate it was all Giroux. It was the screen from Brady for sure. Oh, no, Brady might have got he pointed at Giroux, but I think he might have got a piece of it. Oh, you know what? I think that hit McCabe. It died, right? No, so, wow, this is bad. Leafs have to kill another minute here. Oh. Brady gains the zone, taken off him. Marner tries to carry it down. Stützle takes it off him. Rather, Batherson. Willie, I swear to God, says James Semler. I agree. Sanderson up the ice. Tkachuk. Behind the net now for Batherson. Oh, almost tipped in. Sanderson. Sends with it at the point. It's Stützle. Guarded by Marner. Matthews tries to take it off Batherson. Oh! Stop by Stolarz. Rebound. Oh! Deflected wide. Wow. Good chance for the Sens there. Batherson to the point. Stützle. Sanderson. Batherson. That's blocked by Carlo. Carlo can't clear it. His stick breaks. Oh, great. It's even strength now, but Carlo has no stick. Send shoot. Blockered wide. It's in front now. Oh, kick saved by Carlo. Stützle loses the zone. My sister asked me, what's a Mountain Dew? What? Oh, it just stands there. Is that what you're going to say? Dad joke, McGee. Here come the Sens. Brady can't handle that pass. Willie can't get it off Brady. Shot! Stop by Stolarz! And held on to. Pinto knocks Benoit down, and the ref is taking both Benoit and Pinto. Drew saying it's a flop by Benoit. It's dumb from the ref because Benoit shoves Pinto, which you can't do. He's not calling a penalty. Pinto then shoves Benoit. And the ref goes, all right, both of you. It's game management. Oh, you think Benoit got embellishing? No. I don't think in the playoffs, I think you only send one, to be honest. Roughing. Did he get embellishing? Both roughing. Yeah, see, it's nonsense. It's game management. Cassie says, you ruined my joke. Good! Ha-ha! This is the third instance of 4-on-4 in this game. 16:47 to go in the second. Leafs down 1-0 to Ottawa. I don't believe the Leafs have a shot yet this period. They've been shorthanded nearly the entire time. So that makes sense. Willie better make up for that dumb penalty he took. Gets it off Amadio. Finds Tavares. Shoots! That one's wide. Nylander to the point. It's Ekman-Larsson to Riley. Leafs thinking offense here with this setup. Oh, this is going to be a breakaway. Willie, I swear to God. Dylan Cousins. Stop by Stolars. That was all Willie. Jeez. Riley going up the ice. Tavares. Willie gets the hell off the ice. Whatever you got to do to your head on the bench, you do it now. Riley on. That's blocked. Here come the Sens now. Lots of open ice. It's Stützle coming in on Domi. Domi takes it off him. Little help from Tanev. McMahon coming up the ice. You got to help him out, though, boys. McMahon skates back. He's got Greg on him. Over to Tanev. In his own zone. Tanev over to McCabe. McCabe. To McMahon. Leafs still in their own zone here. 43 seconds to go in 4-on-4 action. McMahon in the offensive zone. He's got McCabe with him. Zub has McMahon all over him. Sens lose the zone. Rather, Leafs lose the zone. Sens clear the zone. Domi to Matthews. McCabe gets it behind the net. Matthews after it. 15 seconds left of 4-on-4. It's going to be Benoit and Pinto coming out of the box. That is advantage Sens because the Leafs will be getting a defender. Whoops-a-days. Ekman-Larsson hits it right into Stolars. Steve, heart rate monitor when? Never. I liked that bit at first. I then grew to hate it. We're not going to do it again. Marner, or rather Tanev. To Nyes. Over to Marner. Marner. His shot is blocked. Here come the Sens with speed. Zetterlund knocked off his stick. Oh, in front. Dylan Cousins tries to center it. Can't. Tanev up the half wall to Nyes. Nyes is hit by Pinto. Played behind to Tanev. Would you bench Willie for a few shifts? No, I would tell him to get out there and make up for it. You're William Nylander. We need you. You're one of our most consistent playoff performers. Get out there. Gaudette and Benoit battling. Leafs partial fourth line is out there. Nyes is trapped right now. Nyes, good battle. Oh no, it's in front. Shot. Oh, how did Perron miss that? Golden opportunity. Lorentz chips it out, and it won't be enough for icing. Long change in the second period. Sens have done a good job hemming the Leafs in at times with the long change in the second period through the first little bit of the series. Obviously, this is only game 3. Carlo behind the net for Riley. 13:23 to go in the second. Riley to Carlo. Carlo to Holmberg. Gains center. Gains the line. Tavares to Riley. To Carlo. On. That's high. Deflected high. Willie. Good play with his stick there. Sens get it back. If Pac-Man owned a chocolate factory, what would it be called? The Willy Wonka, 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 Wonka. That's very funny. That's very funny. Under 13 minutes to go here. Leafs handling it in their own end. Ekman-Larsson up the ice. Domi has it on the right side. Takes it in. He's going 1-on-4. I love happy memories. Oh, Shabbat up the ice. Zetterlund. The Sens have really spread the ice out here. Can't get it on. Leafs clear it. Domi to McMahon, who's had a really lively game. Here come the Sens. Batherson, stripped by McCabe, and this will be a power play for the Leafs. This will be a power play for the Leafs. High sticking on Drake Batherson. Is Dylan Cousins hurt? Robert bet if you had a nickel for every dad joke from Cassie, you could build your own rocket ship to go to space. That is true. We go to commercial break before the Leafs power play. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Let me tell you something. Sens fans have showed up for this game, but there is passion in that building. My buddy is at this game, and he texted me a picture. There is a Bozak jersey in the building, and there is a Kerfoot jersey in the building. Those are certified passion havers. Certifiable. And this is an important distinction. They have a Bozak jersey, but it's the Matthews era Leafs jersey, which means the team, when they got this jersey, had Matthews, had Marner, had Nylander, and they chose to go with Bozak anyway. Riley even. They went with Bozak. That's a passion haver right there. Wes Richard, Pappy about to tie this game, sent 5 SDPN memberships. If you get gifted memberships, don't forget to thank whoever gifted them to you. If you want to gift memberships to people, bottom right-hand corner of the chat, you can see the little $ thing and click that. You can even get a membership for yourself. Over 3,600 people in the chat, less than 1,500 likes. That won't stand. Click like, please. Power play is about to begin. Leafs still looking for their first shot on goal of the second period. Nice that Kerfoot's family is having a night out. How dare you? Leafs 0 for 1 on the power play. They didn't score on their first one, didn't get a shot on their first one. Tavares kicked out of the faceoff dot. Matthews comes in. Pretty solid luxury right there. Matthews versus Pinto. Pinto gets kicked out. And the fans, I think Sens and Leaf fans alike can agree, drop the damn puck. I believe this is Ridley Gregg to take the faceoff against Matthews. And Matthews wins it. Willie to Tavares. Marner on, deflected. Here come the Sens. This is going to be a 2-on-1. Gregg with Pinto. Gregg taken off him by Nylander. Stretch the ice, boys. They do. They're a little bunched up in the neutral zone. Matthews shoots. Gloved by Ullmark. This will be an O-zone draw with 1:40 to go in this power play. 11:58 to go in the second. And that'll be your first shot on goal of the period for the Leafs. Cassie, hey, now I got to bring up the mood somehow. That's true. I'm going to say it. Austin can and has to be better. I know he has some points, but we need him to take games over, not just be good. I do agree with that sentiment, but I'm looking at Willie. He hasn't had a good game so far. There he is right there. Sets up Tavares. In front for Nyes. Oh, he doesn't even get a shot off. Tripped. No. All right. Willie to Tavares. Is it our turn to complain about the refs? Jeez. Willie. Down low to Nyes. To Marner. To Willie. Shoots. Nyes. Behind him. It's in. It's in. It was deflected, I think, off a skate. Matthews tried to get a piece of it. He didn't need to. And the Leafs tie this game up with 11:29 to go in the second. A pair of power play goals in this one. The first going to Ottawa, the second going to Toronto, and we are tied in game 3. Nyes had a mulligan on his previous opportunity, and this goes off the skate of a Sens defender in front. I believe it's Pinto. It is. Matthews, tries to get a piece of it. Ullmark this close to covering it, but it's a tie game here in Ottawa in game 3. Yeah, Drew's like, is this the only way the Leafs score now? Cross crease bounces. The puck is dropped. Played down the ice into the Sens zone. Fourth line out there after a Leaf goal, as Berube does. Slap shot that goes out of bounds. Don't upset me. Love Kerfoot. Underrated. You know what? Enough time has passed. I think you might be right. It's just that Sheldon used him way too much. Way too much. Wes Richard gifted 5 STPN memberships. Gracias. Oh, geez. That Lorenz shot went off Allmark's head. That was a clap bomb from Steven Passionhaver. Ozone draw for the Leafs. This will be the Domi line. Riley with it at the point. On deflected. Stopped by Allmark. Wasn't the fastest deflection. That was Pacioretty getting a piece of it. Here are the Sens. Dylan Cousins. His shot is deflected wide into the corner. Fired on from the point. Hit to the side from Stolars. That's Marner's 4th assist, by the way, in 3 games. Not even a full 3 games. Here come the Sens. Cousins. He's having a decent game. That one's deflected wide. I like Zetterlund in the top 6, too, for the Sens, which means I hate it. Pacioretty into the neutral zone. Doesn't find a friendly stick, but he does clear the ice. Clear the zone, rather. Patches to Domi. Patches taken down. That's got to be a call. Nothing. That's game management, folks. Listen, I'm not going to complain about the officiating as long as Sens fans stop. Just stop. It's the playoffs. It's bad. All right? Whoa, Benoit going for a big hit there. Gaudette plays it behind the net for Perron. Thrown around there by Benny. Yarncroke and Benoit. They play it behind the net for OEL. OEL around. They clear the zone. Here comes Lawton. Ooh. Here comes Yarncroke. He gets it behind the Sens net. Lorentz back out there. He's got Lawton. Lorentz. The Sens clear their zone. And they'll play it behind the Leafs net. Nick Cousins gets a piece of Jake McCabe there. Tanev. You get a lot of bounces when you go where? The net! Steve, I'm in Ireland. Should I stay up for this? Yes. Adam smashes rocks. Thank you. What? I don't even know what currency you just gave us. Ridley Gregg into the crest of Stolars. And we get a break here. What's that Gatorade? No beers? Or was that Gatorade? No beers? No. I'll hiccup too much. Sedin Magic. Hey, Steve. I'm really glad you're streaming tonight. I just found out my grandmother passed away this morning at 108 years old. So I really need the pick-me-up of watching the best sport with the best streamer. Thank you. And also my condolences. 108. My grandpa made it to 95. And I thought that was something. 100. What was 108 years ago? They were born in World War I? Like the Titanic was relatively recent news? Dudes who are on the money were like, some of them were children? Jeez, that's crazy. 2,000 likes for 20 gifted subs, says Cassie. Let's get there. Francois Labelle says, to the net. Thank you for finishing that thought. And let me tell you something. Hey, you like hockey? Well, how about playoff hockey? Then let me remind you that SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on Queen North Street. I said it right this time. They're hosting a grand opening weekend on May 3rd and 4th, very soon, featuring Coach Chippy, Hockey Benders, and Chris Boucher from the Raptors. SportChek. And tomorrow, we're going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast from SportChek, M.A. Leaf Square. Me here says Lorentz needs that Engvall contract. Yes, except he can't become Engvall, please. Brandon sent 10 STPN memberships. You beauty. Face off in the Leaf zone. Matthews. That's a scrum draw. Nyes trying to take it out. Airmails it for Marner. Chasing the Sens into their own zone, but here comes Sanderson. Under 9 minutes to play now in the second. Finally, someone who was older than Cliff Fletcher, says James Stemler. Where's the puck? Where's the puck? Oh, my God. It landed behind the net in the Leaf zone. Marner up the ice for Matthews. Matthews didn't see it, and Nyes couldn't get to it. Here comes Pinto. Nice move. Puck taken off him. Poke checked away. Here's Marner. He's got Nyes with him. He didn't think he could find him. Matthews getting booed by the faithful in Ottawa. Matthews loses it, I think, on purpose. Maybe not. As he goes for a change. She was born in 1916, says Sedin Magic. Goodness gracious. Sens in their own zone. No, they're not. They're in the offensive zone. Brady Tkachuk. Here comes Nylander. He needs to be better. Riley. Oh! Flub pass, Sens counterattack. 7:47 to go in the second. Riley takes a little bit out of Tkachuk there. Tanev gets it up to Nylander. Come on, Willie. We need you, buddy. Nice moves there on Shabbat. Battling in the corner. Of all the Leafs who have suffered under the Sens having home ice advantage, Nylander's got to be up there. And this will be icing against the Sens. 7:16 to go in the second. Tkachuk looking a little hobbled there. Ooh. Equipment issue? He's going down the tunnel. What happened here? Domi gave him a shot. I think he got something happened to his leg there. Did you see that? He's holding his well, everything's connected though. Like your back, your hip, your leg, your rather your quad, your hammy, your knee. So yeah, it's the leg bones connected to it's all that. Squirrel Explainer became an STP VIP ad free. Face off in the Sens zone. Leafs win it. McCabe on. Doesn't get all the way through. It was just lying there in front of the blue paint. No Leaf could get to it. McMahon shovels it into the corner. Shabbat. Oh, Max Domi and Max Pacioretty hit each other. McCabe falls down. The Sens are going to try to take advantage, but the Leafs turn them around. Domi to Pacioretty. Pacioretty in front. Couldn't find McMahon. 6:49 to go. Tkachuk is already back on the Sens bench. Warrior. Could have been a little strategy there as well. You didn't want to be out there for the icing. Could have been. But I mean, he's also like pretty freshly back from an injury. One thing about the Tkachuk brothers, as the Sens go offside with 6:22 to go in the second, they're almost always hurt, and they're always willing to play through it. I wonder if it was Riley getting him at the hip check there. Maybe a bit of a Charlie horse. Lip reading there, it looked like Tkachuk said my groin, which would make sense. Riley hammered I think it was the inner thigh of his right leg there. Shot attempts 41-24 for the Sens. Score 1-1. Shots on goal 15-11. So the numbers for this game pretty similar to how they've been for the first two, to be honest. Yarncroke going to work in the Sens corner. Good play there by Clevin. Lawton on it. Sens have it in their own zone, and they'll break out with it. In the neutral zone, Nick Cousins finds Adam Gaudette. Gaudette plays it around. Perron giving chase. He doesn't get it, but Nick Cousins does. It's at the point. Sanderson. Bombed on by Zub. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't even think the cameraman knew. It's in the corner. Sens, hold the zone. Oh! Laurent's got a big piece of his man, and they're calling that a trip? He jumped! Oh my god. I don't want to hear a word out of Sens fans. I don't want to hear a word. Stützle being Stützle. That's awful. That's horrible, right? It's a flop. He jumped out of the way. I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear a word for the rest of the series. I don't want to hear a word from Sens fans. I don't want to hear anything from Travis Green, who sounds like John Cooper if John Cooper didn't know anything. I don't want to hear it. Enough. After not even a full 2 periods of this game, shut up forever. Me here says 1916. Wow, Lou had only just started shaving then. That's dark, but it's funny. Ty Smith, one word, cope. Peter, Brady Kachuk in. Man getting hit by Domi. Travis Boyce, converted my dad into a Steve Dangle fan. Now that's difficult. Now you have 2 fans from St. John, New Brunswick. If the Oilers, my fave, don't win, I want your Leafs to. You are the only Oilers fan saying that. Stützle diving lessons now open. How about those St. Louis Blues? Won the last 10 at home. Did they really? But Steve, Stützle doesn't dive. I'm a Caps fan, and I think that was BS. Zebras, SMH. That's yes, go ahead and clip me calling him a diver for socials. Because he is shocking. That's humiliating. The Sens, 5:20 to go here in the second period. Sens win the faceoff at the beginning of this power play. Dylan Cousins down low. It's got Batherson, Dylan Cousins up high, loses the puck, and it's in the neutral zone. They'll have to go get it. This will kill a little bit of time here. Ty Smith, to be fair, it was a bad call. Student dive. He was attempting to avoid the check. Whichever. You know what I mean? I'm glad you can at least meet me there. Like, I'm not saying he's this disgraceful. Whoa. But, like, goodness gracious, it's not a penalty. So complaining about the refs works now. Always has. Well, it depends who you are. If you're Sheldon Keefe, it doesn't. Craig Berube won a cup that way. I've said it 1,000 times. That's how the Blues beat the Bruins. Cousins, as in Dylan, sends with it behind the net to Stützle. Matthews on him. Stützle back to the point. Oh, Sanderson just holds the point. Stützle. Cousins. Sanderson. On. Batted into the netting. The netting up there, that is, by Anthony Stolarz. English isn't my first language, but can someone explain why it's Leafs, not Leaves? Yes, because it is a proper noun. It is named after the Maple Leafs regiment, I believe, of the military, I think from the First World War. I'm not sure when. Scrag, welcome to STP VIP. The Leafs really made the refs look bad there. Eye roll emoji. Sens win the faceoff there. Penalty halfway killed, but that is not enough. Giroux. Shabbat. Giroux. Greg in front. Giroux tried to find him. He can't, and the Leafs clear the zone. 35 seconds to go in this kill. Robar. Stützle is the closest thing in hockey to a soccer player. Nah, he's not known for playing the puck with his feet. That's Mitch. Mitch is great at that. Should have played Kampf with all these PKs. I don't hate that thought. That was kind of what I was thinking. Pacioretty's played fine tonight, but I mean, if you knew what kind of game this was going to be, you probably go with Kampf. Battle in the Leafs corner, under 10 seconds to kill here. McCabe, just go down the ice. Just go down the ice. It's hit, chipped out of play by Lawton. Where's this faceoff going to go? 3 seconds to kill. When did we start giving penalties for soccer moves? The Leafs are doing a great job keeping the Sens to the outside again. Generally, I think the Sens are doing a better job in this game, obviously. Not Regiment, just World War I Maple Leaf badge in general. I'll take your word for it. 3:23 to go in the second, 3 seconds to go in this kill. Face off in the Leaf zone. Sens have it. Zub on. Deflected, 0 shots on that power play officially. Lorentz is back on the ice. Benoit up the ice for Lorentz, who chips it in, so no icing. Is it time for Berube's knock it off speech? You know, it is tied, which I have had to remind myself several times. I keep looking up at the score and going, oh, Willie to Tavares with speed, driving the net. Around, he goes for the wraparound. Geez, it almost worked. Tavares to Willie to Tavares. Has Riley down low. Oh, nice pass. Riley! Willie! Driving the net! Chips it wide. Pacioretty is out there now. Riley on. That doesn't make its way through. Blocked by Zub. Pacioretty. Willie can't handle it. Carlo jumps in. Pacioretty hits Artem Zub. 2:20 to go in the second. Here comes Holmberg. So it's Holmberg, Domi, and McMahon appears to be the line now. Interesting. Paul S., so makeup call when? There have been already at least 2 makeup calls in this game. So it's difficult to keep track. Tanev driving. Hands it off to Domi. Domi driving the middle. His shot is blocked. Reminiscent to his OT winner. Minute 44 to go in the second. Brady Tkachuk battling Oliver Ekman-Larsson to a draw. Matthews. Benoit carrying it out. This guy's Nick Lidstrom now. He goes up the right side. Just like he did in overtime. Tries to center it. Doesn't work. Matthews tries to get it to Nyes. Here comes Stützle with speed. Marner filling in on D. Benoit comes back to help. Benoit to Marner behind his own net. A minute 10 to go in the second. Click subscribe, tell all your friends. Let's get over 2,000 likes. Brandon Carlo breaks out of his own end, gains center, dumps it. Under a minute to play here in the second. Game 3 is tied 1-1 right now. Sens go 2-on-2. Amadio stops up, hands it off, shot. I think that might have made it through to Stolarz. Stopped. Here comes Tavares again. Over to Willie. Tavares! Wide! Rebound! Oh, I think Ullmark might have got a piece of that. Ullmark! Batted down by Tanev. 30 seconds to go in the second. Riley. Tavares in front. Rolling puck. Covered up by Ullmark. Chaotic sequence. Leafs come close. Did Tavares hit the post on the rebound? Let's see. Excuse me. 25 seconds ago. That was a good chance for the Sens. Willie, JT. I might have glanced the outside of the post. Hard to tell where that puck went. Oh, you know what? Ullmark didn't have his stick, and he used... Yeah, Tavares hit the side of the net. He used, the inside of his blocker there. Shots on goal this period, 10-6 for the Sens. Stay out of the box. Willie is going to take this face off. He wins it. Matthews. Tanev. Marner chops at it, and it's out of play. So that's Willie, Marner, and Matthews out there together. Isn't playoff hockey the best? Yes, said my brain. No, said my chest. 18.7 seconds to go in the second. Score is 1-1. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. Willie wins it. Pretty clean. OEL with it. Marner drives the middle, drives the point, which is... Oh, I thought OEL might have... It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Very close. Very close to holding on to the line. Puppy Girl, Steven STPN, keep being the best place for sports. Thank you. 8.9 seconds to go in the second. Face off just outside the send zone. Scott Lawton to take this. Lorentz and Pacioretty on the ice. Interesting. In the neutral zone. And that'll do it for the second period. Some hints at the blender from Craig Berube. We'll see what becomes of that in the third period. But right now, we head into the third with a tied game. Welcome to the STPN YouTube channel. My name is Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Big shout out to SportChek for sponsoring this watch along. Woo! Simspiration question: is a pierogi just a small hot pocket? Okay, I have a good answer for this. Because you're like, okay, argue that it's not a hot pocket. Pierogies predate hot pockets. So here's what you actually got to do. Prove that a hot pocket is not a pierogi. It's just a pizza pierogi. You know, you want a cheese pierogi, you want this pierogi, that pierogi. A hot pocket's just a pizza pierogi. I need to know how old Jamaican beef patties are. Because maybe that's just a flaky beef pierogi. What if pierogies are Jamaican patties? What if we take a break? We're going to show you a clip. I believe it's from STP VIP, right, Drew? Oh, it's not. It's Adam Wild and Tim Hraney doing the racing simulator. Stick around. Even if you don't like racing, you're not into it, I promise you're going to enjoy this. And when we come back from this clip, we're going to be doing trivia. There are prizes up for grabs. Steve, how do I play the trivia? Link in the description, and we'll put it in the chat as well through the Spark app. Trivia. Prizes. Show the clip.
Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix takes place at the Jeddah Corniche Circuit. Tim is going to take you through a time trial. Tim's
going to try and take you through a time trial.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest tracks out there. This is what last year made Ollie Bierman's career.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome. Remember that?
Amazing. Carlos Sainz was being rushed. It's interesting that you're driving Carlos Sainz's car right now.
That's right.
He was being rushed to hospital with appendicitis, and it was
Verstappen.
Oliver Behrman who was able to jump in, and I think he finished 7th or 8th, which was pretty incredible.
He
scored
got
some points,
right?
Yeah, a lot better than anybody could have expected. And this circuit is known, even in video game land, as one of the toughest circuits out there because of how tight it is. It is tough to pass. It is really fast, and you got to be very careful on the brakes, right, Tim?
Yes.
Got you at the wrong time.
This is a really tough track. I can only imagine what it's like driving it in like the real world. Like, these guys are nuts for doing this track. It's insane. If you make a mistake, you're just gonna nail the wall. It's such a high rate of speed. It's ridiculous.
So for a race like this, is it all quali? Like, are you're looking not quite on the Monaco level, but you really, really, really want to get a good time in qualification?
I think they have good racing here. Like, I think this track for a street circuit provides some really good racing.
Has 3 DRS zones,
Yep.
50 laps, 6.1 kilometers, Very new track. Obviously, it only first race took place here in 2021. Despite containing 27 corners, which is the most on the F1 calendar, it's also one of the among the fastest tracks. The average speed here is 250 kilometers an hour, Tim.
It's awesome. I would love to do this in real life.
Okay, so this wouldn't freak you out because I know you're a race car driver. For me as a human being, I'm like, I'm going to sim this one in my career mode.
I'd crap my pants.
Yeah?
There's no question about it. But like, it's a good challenge. Okay, a 1:35.8, Adam.
Hey, that's a good start. That's a good start. So,
oh no!
Oh, a little off on that one. Now, last year at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen claimed victory. Not really surprising. Red Bull were so dominant to start the year, and we kind of forget that because of what happened last summer with McLaren and even Ferrari and Mercedes making some gains and winning some races. Max, as we said, Ollie Behrman replaced Carlos Sainz following the appendicitis surgery. What was crazy about that, Tim, was Carlos Sainz limping to the track too the next race.
I think he didn't he? I can't remember. Yeah, he
showed up, and it was like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Wanted his seat. He's willing to do whatever he had to do, Adam.
Yeah, gritty.
Respect.
He's a hard-working guy.
That.
He's a hard-working guy. Now, at a track like this, there's going to be some similarities to Bahrain, and there's going to be some major differences. Obviously, this is a high-paced track. This is a city circuit. The corners are tight, and there are a lot of them. What do you think about who would do well at this race based on what we've seen so far?
I still think McLaren's going to go well here. I think this is going to be I think if you take a look at the first 3 races of the season, a couple outliers in terms of the tracks and what they all have to do and all that kind of stuff. I think for this race, we're going to see who's good at these city street circuit type events. I still think McLaren's going to be quickest. Actually, I think Red Bull might be in the mix.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I just got another personal best then.
See, look at you.
All right, we're doing all right here. Ooh.
This is a lot better than last week's Bahrain. Oh, you collided with the wall.
Week was
Invalidated lap time because you collided with a wall?
Such.
You know what we need to do is just throw you in a race.
If I collided with the wall, it would be like game over.
Right.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's why, because they're like, you would have damaged the car.
This complex here, this section, I don't know what that would feel like in a real Formula 1 car in real life.
As in, the G-forces?
The whole thing, trying to stitch it together while being quick. It's like threading a needle. The tiniest of mistake, and it's like, forget it, you're gone. I think I'm trying to remember who's had some. I remember Alonso had a huge save there one year. I think Kevin Magnussen. I can't remember if he had a big crash there. He might have.
Or did you just take a bunch of darts there?
This is where Mick Schumacher had his crash.
Yes, I remember that.
That's a tough complex too, man. You're literally flying through there. It's like threading the needle at 300 kilometers an hour. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? It really does separate. I think experience matters on a track like this.
I think so too.
And they don't get a lot of training on this. This is not, through the junior drives, this is not a track that people see a lot, is it? This is the key, right? So you got to think if you're it's
a big confidence track too, Adam. You really do need to be confident in what you're doing.
And we talk about confidence in a.
Woo! Steve Dangle here. SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. We're getting ready for trivia. So click the description. There is a link for our trivia. There are prizes. Goodness gracious. They keep showing the Stützle Lorenz thing. Lorenz barely touches him. The number 1 prize, the grand prize, is a Kyle Connor Winnipeg Jets jersey. And the number 2 through 10,000 prize, everyone who takes part in this quiz, unless we get over 10,000 people. In that case, if you're 10,001, you're out of luck. You get 15% off the SDPN shop. Dude, we have so much good stuff on the SDPN shop. We got hats. We got t-shirts. We got mugs. We got stickers, really underratedly. Our pants, our sweatpants, I put up against anybody's. They are awesome. I love our bomber jackets. Geez, I think we even have baby clothes. We got a lot. Please check out the SDPN shop, especially after taking part in trivia, when you get 15% off at the SDPN shop, unless you finish first and you win the Kyle Connor jersey. Drew, what do you think? Join the gosh darn stream. Click in the description. Give you a minute or so. Producer Drew asking me, when's the draft lottery? I want to say it's during the second round. Today we filmed Oh Wow for the second round of the OHL playoffs. We filmed Big Dubs for the second round of the WHL playoffs. We'll have those coming at you over the next few days. And we're going to start trivia in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start. Who is the all-time NHL playoffs points leader? A. Wayne Gretzky. B. Mark Messier. C. Jaromir Jagr. D. Yari Curry. Uh-oh. Are you going to go with the obvious one, or are you going to overthink it? It's tricky. Time is winding down. No, sorry, I'm lagging for some reason. The answer is A, Wayne Gretzky. Might need your help a little bit, Drew. 84% said Gretzky. Let's move on to number 2. Which team has qualified for the NHL playoffs the most often? A, the Toronto Maple Leafs. B, the Montreal Canadiens. C, the Boston Bruins. D, Detroit Red Wings. This is tricky. Interesting. Drew says, when in doubt, pick C. You know, do we have an answer? B, Le Canadien de Montréal. They have 24 cups for a reason. They keep making the playoffs. 68% of you picked Montreal. The rest of you overthought it. Let's go on to number 3. Which player has appeared in the most NHL playoffs? That's just runs. A, Ray Bourque. B, Gordie Howe. C, Chris Chelios. D, Patrick Marleau. Ooh. Who do we got? The answer is C, Chris Chelios. Only 20% of you got that right. This thing is up in the air. If you took part in the last quiz, you know that missing one answer does not doom you. You'll be okay. This is hard. Let's go on to number 4. This is the halfway mark here. Which NHL coach has won the most Stanley Cups? A, Al Arbor. B, Scotty Bowman. C, Toe Blake. Or D, Jack Adams, who has the Jack Adams Trophy named after him. That's for Coach of the Year. Very controversial trophy. Who's your answer? Who's the answer? We got Scotty Bowman with 69% here on the Spark app. Let's go to the leaderboard for the halfway mark. Grand prize is a Kyle Connor jersey. Rest of you get 15% off the SDPN shop. Very tight race. My goodness. Jensen at 464. Tyler at 462. Aaron at 453. Adam not far behind. Is that Adam Wild? Is that actually Adam? It might be. So reminder, it's based on whether you get it right and how quickly you answer. So let's move on to number 5. You can't let Adam win a Kyle Connor jersey. Which player has won the most Conn Smythe trophies as playoff MVP? A, Sidney Crosby. B, Mario Lemieux. C, Bobby Orr. D, Patrick Roy. Who do we got? Who do we got? I know who my answer is. I don't know. Oh, wow. Patrick Roy with the third most popular answer. Only 22% of you got that one. Wow. And that would have been mine. That would have been mine. He's won, I think it's 4 cups, and he won the Conn Smythe in 3 of them. I believe. Yeah. Number 6. Which NHL goaltender has earned the most playoff shutouts? A, Marty Brodeur. B, Patrick Roy. C, Marc-Andre Fleury. D, Curtis Joseph. Cujo. Some all-time greats in there. Who do we got? Time is up. Martin Brodeur, 70% of you got that. Patrick Roy tripped some of you up, who I believe has the most playoff wins. Does not have the most playoff shutouts. Number 7. Who holds the record for most playoff overtime goals? A, Patrick Kane. B, Glenn Anderson. C, Gio Sakic. Or D, Maurice Richard. Maurice Rocket. Le Rocket. Richard. And the answer is Gio Sakic. What percent is he at? 38% of you got that. Unfortunately, 7 in his career. Wow. And the last one. Champagne, anyone? How many fluid ounces can fit in the bowl of the Stanley Cup? A, 177. B, 185. C, 198. D, 209. Shout out to Justin Fisher for coming up with those random options. Those are the weirdest numbers. And what do we got? Wow, only 11% of you got 209. I think you guys were just guessing. Who is our winner and winner of the Kyle Connor Winnipeg Jets jersey? Courtesy of the Spark app, Jensen. Wasn't Jensen first? It's on 802. Scott had a very good run there. 787. Ryan, 739. Adam stayed top 10. Shout out Heather. Recognize you from the chat, finishing top 5. Aaron. Wow. Wow. I'm almost positive that's actually Adam. Is it Adam? Text us. Was that you? You friggin' cheaty McCheater. So congrats. It is Adam? Wow. So we don't actually know. Confirmed. Denied? Confirmed. Wow. Gotta head out. Best of luck to the Leafs. See us as Atomic. Leafs playing both the refs and the Sens, says BK. Honestly, I'd love a go to the net mug or shirt. We really should make those. Travis Shaw. So not sure if you heard yet, but yay, Vancouver getting a PWHL team next season. Yes, I did indeed hear that. And indeed, yay. Whew. Third period. Wow, we timed that really well. Justin. Oh my God. Okay. Justin, we'll talk after. I am sorry. Third period about to get underway here in Ottawa for game 3. Robert Bet, why do I feel that Wes McCauley is haunting us? I don't even know the names of the officials tonight. I'm sure I will after the game. Giroux sniffing the smelling salts. Third period underway, and the Leafs win the draw. Shots 18-13 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. That's shots on goal. Shot attempts greatly in the Sens' favor. Marner with it in the offensive zone. That's blocked by Pinto, who's been very good for them. Matthews spins and fires. That doesn't get through. Matthews fighting with Jake Sanderson. In front. Doesn't find the target. Carlo. That's high and wide. Riley behind the net for Marner. In front to Matthews. Scores! Yeah! Poppy! The Leafs, in the first minute of the third period, take the 2-1 lead. 32 seconds is all it took. What a setup from Mitch Marner. Excellent opening shift from the blue and white. Riley behind the net for Marner, who doesn't even let it rest on his stick. He chips it under his foot, and Ullmark is looking the other way. Oh my goodness, what a goal. Oilers fan, no bias. Ref screwing the Leafs this game. Not hard enough. Dufresne ad, welcome to STP VIP. Francois Labelle, go insert your team here, go. And West Richard gifted 5 STPN memberships. Shabbat through the neutral zone. Sends shovel it into the Leaf zone. Tanev out there. I assume he's going to play 30 out of the next 20 minutes. Holmberg. It's Holmberg, Pacioretty, and Tavares. Very interesting. So who the heck is Willie with? Benoit on. That doesn't get through. Jensen looks a little uncomfortable there. Sends through the neutral zone. Good pass. Here comes Stützle. That's deflected out of play by OEL. Corrupted gifted an SDPN membership. Francois Labelle gifted 5. You beauties. Bum, 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 bum. 18:42 to go in the third. Whoever in the chat said Matthews has been a ghost tonight, keep saying that. It's working. I mean, that's a great setup from Mitch. I dare to say it's a set play. Whoop! Yarncroke with it. So it's Yarncroke, Lawton, and Lorentz. This line is still intact. Berube hasn't benched Willie. Oh, Lorentz! That doesn't get through. Lorentz, nice move! Oh, tries to find Yarncroke. Doesn't work. Here come the Sens. Zetterlund on the counterattack. Sens with numbers here. Cousins can't find Batherson. Lorentz chips it to Benoit. San Ramon, California's Austin Matthews. Go Cuda tonight. Absolutely. Lorentz stick broke again. Adam says it was him in trivia tonight, by the way. So what did he finish? 7th? Yo, that's crazy. Sens try to dump it. It hits the linesman's skate. Or was it the ref? Sens try to center. It doesn't work. Pacioretty is out there with Domi and McMahon now. Is Pacioretty getting double shifted? I mean, he's fresh. Gaudette through the neutral zone. No Carm gifted an SCPN membership. Love it. Hey, there's Heather. 5th is pretty good for trivia. Here comes Baron. That's where is it? Jeez, these end boards are lively. Sens throw it, or Leafs throw it down the ice. This will be icing against them. A bunch of it was being an Avs fan. A bunch of it from a book called Hockey Rants and Raves. Thanks for the trivia. Well, I didn't write that book good enough because I didn't know all the answers. Austin Bayless. Oh, wait, I already read that one. Sorry. Player 4. I need the Leafs to lose a few. I have them winning in 6, not 4, not to totally curse them. I don't care. William Nylander on the bench tying his skates. Domi in the D zone to take this draw, which is not ideal. The Leafs did ice the puck. And he wins it, to his credit. McCabe and McMahon chasing after it. Oh, Nylander has a skate issue. Yeah, I mean, what coach is benching William Nylander in a playoff game in 2025? I think he's going to get out there now. Sanderson. Oh, Pacioretty lays the body on him. Goodness. Uh-oh. Tkachuk. Behind the net. Stützle. Chased all the way to the point. Tkachuk has it behind the net, stapled there by McCabe. Can't get the puck through because of Matthews' skate. Is this going to be icing again? Yes, 16:29 to go in the third. Hey, Heather gifted 10 SDPN memberships, you beauty. And Francois Labelle, I got to stop watching the SDPN streams. I'll go broke, but you guys are just too good. Do not stop watching, but do not go broke. I make those 2 requests of you. Hey, 3,800 of you in here. Let's get over 2,000 likes. We're very close. About half of you have clicked like. That's not enough. Face off in the leave zone. Pinto against Matthews. Tanev's been out there a little bit. Pacioretty's been out there a very long time. Face off win. Tanev collects it. Short change in the third, so that's good. McCabe and Tanev playing around with it to get new bodies over the boards for the forwards. Matthews plays it into the neutral zone. Nice, good job. Tries to get it to Marner. A little too far. I have a hard time grasping the score of this game. They just showed the odds. I'm like, why are the Leafs such favorites? Oh, they're winning. It's been such a chaotic game. Carlo dumps it. The shots are only 18-14. Like, you would never know it. It does not feel like it, does it? This has been a breakneck pace. 2-1 the score. Oh, low scoring, low event, low nothing. What? 15:40 to go in the third. Lots of hockey left to play here. Clevin with it behind his own net. Hey, we're over 2,000 likes. I like that. Here comes Dylan Cousins. Good defensive play by Nylander, who pays a price for it. Riley and Tavares attack 2-on-2. Riley to Tavares. Tavares curls back. Waits for reinforcements. Tavares shoots. Blockered by Ullmark. Holmberg in there too. Willie at the point for Holmberg in the corner. Holmberg around for Benoit. That goes around. OEL. Oh, blows the tire. You got to support him. There you go. Good job there by Yarncroke and Tavares. Benoit. Oh, smart playback. Oh, Leafs changing. Nearly too many men there. And they flub it, and the Sens get it. I'm going to be okay. Thanks, Steve. Good. That's good to know. Francois. Gaudette chips it into the corner. McCabe is there. Sens get a piece of him. But Cousins falls down. That's Nick this time. That's a hand pass against the Sens. 14:28 to go in the third. Whew. Welcome to the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This is our watch along brought to you by SportChek. First 2-0 series lead since the 2002 Stanley Cup Playoffs for the Leafs. Wild. Listen, it's been tough being a Leaf fan for a while. Sens win the center ice draw and dump it. Tanev back to get it. Sens laying the body on him, but he gets it through to Mitch. Mitch really taking his time. Mitch has had such poise in the first few games of this series. Good play by Nyes. Doesn't quite work. Amadio falls. Are the Sens offside right now? The refs say no. That's a really hell of a Freudian slip there. Matthews dumps it. Patch, are you ready? Says Robert Bett. Sens bring it deep in the leave zone. Carlo playing it around for Marner. Oh! Stolarz plays it into the foot of Marner, who handles it behind his own net. 13:33 to go in the third. Time bleeding away off the clock. Perhaps not as quickly as you might like if you're a Leaf fan. McMahon to Domi, who dumps it. Chips it in, rather. Whoa! I was very up close with the camera. Tanev keeps it in. Oh, Pacioretty takes it off Stützle. Stützle tripped a guy. or rather Pacioretty tripped to guy, Stützle tripped to guy, trip Pacioretty, no call. It's the third period. Tkachuk shot. That goes out of play. No Carm. When we finish the sweep on Saturday, okay, you calm yourself. Do you think time off before round 2 will hurt or help the Leafs? Well, they had very little time off in 2023. It didn't help. I don't know if it'll help or hurt them. So Drew is misunderstanding something fundamental about the Leafs right there. So Drew says it's bad for Stolarz. I disagree. And here's why I disagree. For some starting goaltenders, you worry about them losing their composure or losing their heat or whatever. This has been Stolar's whole career. And he has rarely played consecutive games. He's rarely played 3 in a row. And I don't know if he ever played 4 in a row unless Wool was hurt. Then obviously he did. I'm confident enough because I've seen Stolarz take time off this season and come back fine. I understand what you mean. I think it affects different goalies differently. And I would say that about Wool as well. There are goalies who need to play. Freddie Anderson was a goalie who needed to play. Vasilevsky's probably a goalie who needs to play. All those dudes who play who want to play 55 plus games, it probably affects them more. Stolarz, his career high in games this season, or his career high in games was this season, and I still don't think he played half. So I think he'll be okay. Austin Bayless, I know you've been winning games by getting outshot, blocking, and making our chances high danger, but I still wince when I see the shot counter. Listen, the first period was bad. First half of the second period was penalties. I like the way they're playing now. This is the best they've been playing all game, put it that way. Corrupted, thanks for the 15% off. Ordering an SDPN onesie at the moment. That's awesome. Leafs win the D-zone draw. Lorenz flips it to himself. Oh, good battle with Clevin. Geez, those two have been going at it. And Tkachuk gets it to Stützle. This is a 3-on-2 for the Sens. Tkachuk fires that wide. Where did that go? It's at the point. Lorenz collides with Clevin again. OEL going at it with Tkachuk. Lorenz pokes it to OEL. Oh, I don't know about that choice. It works out. Lawton to Benoit. Gain center, dumps it as the Leafs change. 12-17 to go in the third period. Again, time just ebbing away, but very slowly here in this game, where the Leafs hold a 2-1 lead. The last registered shot on goal was not recent. Sens dump it from the neutral zone. Stolarz out of his net to play it. Leaves it for Riley. Chipped out by Holmberg. The little thing Prince. Because Tavares is the little thing king. Tavares to Holmberg. Holmberg in the neutral zone. Riley just dumps it in. There's another roughly minute gone off the clock. 11:35. I'm wearing my favorite tee, the blue Dangle Navy with the large crest, says Francois Labelle. Love that. 30 seconds left in Lightning Panthers. Panthers still up 1-0. That's icing against the Sens. 11:24 to go in the third. Oh, it's offside? Chris Simpson. I did it again. Craig Simpson, who I've met and is a lovely man, said he thinks it might be offside, and if it's offside, then the Sens are able to change. Whereas if it's icing, they can't. Stolarz was a duck. He can handle the chaos, no worries, says Andrew Meyer. I love that. Leafs ozone draw, so I guess it was icing. Drew says, hey, remember when all three of you picked Tampa to beat Florida? Yeah, the reigning cup champs. Listen, they were playing like crap. And there was no knowing if Tkachuk was going to be okay. And after game 1, I was like, I might have made a mistake. Sens. The Panthers got an empty netter with 2 seconds left. So the game ends 2-0 and the series is 2-0. Matthews. Down low to Nyes, battling with Jake Sanderson. Matthews rings it around for Tanev. Behind the net for Matthews. Matthews is going to have to go get it, battling with Sanderson. Team USA teammates just a couple months ago. Marner. Good job on Amadio. But Amadio gets it out. Amadio loses it. 10:30 to go in the third. The Leafs are being time vampires right now. Into the send zone. Lorentz on it against Martin Paulo this time. He decided to leave Clevin alone. Carlo behind the net. Lawton, Yarncroke. Battling in the corner with Perron and Clevin. Lawton to the point. On from Carlo into the corner. Oh, Riley on. Carlo, the rebound goes right to the point. Shot. That one goes wide. Riley. Deflected. Roll Lorenz. That's a really nifty save there from Ullmark. Cousins has the puck taken off him by Lorenz. And there's another 45 seconds killed there. Steve, I'm confused. The Leafs had 15 shots after 2. Now they have 14 after the goal. Yeah, they keep adjusting the shots. It's been really bad this year. They called no icing there. The shots on goal are officially 2-0 for the Leafs in this third period, which suits the Leafs just fine. 9:20 to go in the third. Here comes Stützle. Double team behind the Leafs net. Tavares to Holmberg, who gets it out. But it's not icing. Behind the Leafs net. Hi, Mr. Steve. I'm wondering what you think the over-under is for the amount of days it'll take the Rangers locker room to riot over the Drury extension. Oh, Bobby McMahon shovels it onto Linus Ullmark, who holds onto it for the O-zone draw. I don't think the Rangers should riot. It's a clear indication from the organization. He ain't going anywhere. Cats win game 2-0 to take the series lead. Thoughts? Yeah, the reigning Stanley Cup champs are better than I thought. Steve, you silly goose. What do you think for this break, Drew? Hey! You like hockey? You liking tonight? I'm liking tonight. How about playoff hockey? Like tonight? Well, let me remind you that SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. They have so much stuff in the store. Take my word for it. I practically live there now at the SportChek in Maple Leaf Square. But hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before in Etobicoke on North Queen Street. They're hosting a grand opening weekend on May 3rd and 4th very, very soon, featuring Coach Chippy, Hockey Benders, and Chris Boucher from the Raptors. Slim Duck! SportChek, buddy. SportChek, baby. We will be there tomorrow, SportChek at Maple Leaf Square, recording a brand new episode of the Steve Dangle podcast. Wait. I tickled the logo. I gave it a little tickle. Whew. So Matthews, we know, got a shot on goal when he scored 32 seconds into the period. I think there's been 2 shots on goal since then for the Leafs. And if you're a Leaf fan and you hear that and you're like, that's not good. Okay, the Sens have none. Face-off one-timer from Nyes would be fire. Well, let's see. Face-off goes to the Sens. You jinxed it. Clevin. Domi stops him for a moment, but here comes Giroux. Shot. Scores. Oh, man. A knuckler from Brady Tkachuk ties the game, and he screams, "Our house," with 8:38 to go in the third. How did that go in? Surely that was deflected. Man, all that from an ozone draw, too. Giroux. Oh, man. I think that just beat Stolarz clean. Oh, no. No, I think that goes off Carlos' stick. Ugh. Tied game. Over 4K watching. Can we get some likes for Steve? Yes, please. Steve, second night in a row, I have to ask, are you in? You asked it at the worst time, but yes. Prefer start slow and win, or start fast and hold to win? Tkachuk tipped it. No, he shot it. No. Giroux handed it off to Tkachuk, and I think the shot rode up Carlos, like the blade of his stick. Brady, my king, says Steve Dangle. OEL up the ice. Matthews giving chase. Matthews trying to get around Zub. Zub all over him. Oh, baby. Are we going to get overtime again? Lots of time left in regulation. Marner holds the zone. And the fans are chanting for Brady. Is that the first shot of the period for Ottawa? I think so. First or second. That's the second time that's happened in the third period in this series. Tavares to Willie, but it's chipped into the corner, unfortunately. You know the Leafs need? They need a let's go! Yes, they do. Atherson, Jensen, Batherson. Oh, stop by Stolarz. Way too open for Batherson. Willie. Leafs attack 4-on-2. Willie, Tavares, Willie. Willie in front. Riley has it now. Bang from Benoit. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Fans are saying it hit the net. Yeah. Oh, this will be very interesting if the Leafs score here. I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. Oh, there's Benoit. Craig Simpson straight up said it hit the net. Costco gravy is absolutely incredible. I love it, says Speedy V. That's why the Leafs aren't winning this game, because we didn't have Speedy V talking about Costco gravy. Stolarz out of his net to play it. Benoit lines up his man. 6:27 to go in the third. Oh, good stick there by Lawton. Martin Paulo puts it behind the net for Perron. Too much time. Too much space for Perron. Gaudette to the point. Cousins, that's way wide. Leafs have been out there a while there. Lorentz tries to get it out. He does in the neutral zone. Lawton after it against Martin Paulo. Leafs will get a change. Gaudette up the ice. Oh, good turnover there. McCabe not able to hold on to it. 5:50 to go in the third. Greg and Tanev collide. Matthews up the ice. Marner not able to handle it. Is this going to be icing? Yes, it is. 5:39 to go in the third of this tied Game 3 in Ottawa. $4,500 of you in here. I love that. You know what I would love more? Getting up to 2,500 likes. It helps out the channel. Takes 1 second. It's free. Leafs ozone draw. Pinto against Domi. Domi doesn't quite come up with it. Rather, McMahon didn't. Leafs hold the zone only temporarily, but at least they keep the puck. The Wild are up 1-0 on the Golden Knights early in the first. Oh, man. You thought I was wrong about the Panthers series. I might have been more wrong about this one. McMahon in on Clevin. Pacioretty lays the body there behind the Sens net, but here comes Dylan Cousins. Gets it in deep. Tries to go around to Giroux. McMahon skating after it. He doesn't quite beat Montempallo there. It's about a draw. Domi to Tanev, who just came on with McCabe. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Got the sweaty palms going. 450. Tanev to Nyes. Not a good zone entry. Here comes Pinto. Dumps it. Tanev on Amadio. Amadio's such a solid body. He gets it to the point. Shot. Where is it? It's in the slot. Marner and McCabe will lead it out. McCabe chips it in for Nyes, who goes in against Jensen. Matthews rings it around. Marner first on it. Gets it to OEL at the point. Marner almost found Nyes in the middle there. Tried to spring Greg for a breakaway, but OEL is there. Gets it to Benoit. Benoit flying up the ice. Shoots. Stopped by Ullmark. Benoit in the corner to get it. Holmberg can't hold it. Under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Nylander helps hold the zone. Batherson clears it. Batherson. Stolen by Holmberg. Handed off to OEL. OEL's been out there a while. Holmberg cross ice for Riley. Riley. Tavares. Behind the Sens net. So much of this game has been behind either net. Tavares. Almost finds Riley. Riley has it. Riley on. Rebound. Sens get it. Stützle behind his own net. 15 rather to go in the third. Stützle with speed. Blocked by Carlo. Holmberg. It has been a while without a whistle. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Pacioretty chasing after it. Montempallo first on it. Oh, Pacioretty all over him, though. The McMahon line out there again. McCabe. McMahon. Pacioretty. Domi's got to go get it. Nick Cousins, shifty move there. Why does Benoit look like Nick Lidstrom? Because it's the playoffs, baby. McMahon, good defense. Nick Cousins has it in the neutral zone. He dumps it. Stolers leaves it for Tanev. Up the ice. Finds Yarncroke. Dylan Cousins. Oh, funny bounce off the boards. Lawton handles Tkachuk. Hoo-hoo. Something happened behind the play that made the fans react. Couldn't see it. Airmailed to Benoit. Over to OEL. Cheering for Brady. 1:55 to go in the third here. Shots on goal just 5-2 in favor of the Leafs. Attempts has come much closer. 55-47 in favor of the Senators. Marner leaves it for, a ghost, I guess. Matthews still gets it somehow. Nice! Matthews! Matthews loses his stick. Marner has it. Marner cuts! Wants a call. He's not going to get it. Here comes Pinto and the Sens. Under 90 seconds to go. He just dumps it. Riley behind his own net. Should I bet on Max Domi OT winner now? Yeah. Drew's saying they still have to take the last commercial break and there's a minute left. I wonder how they're going to play this. Riley chips it into the corner. It's behind the Sens net. They're going to ring this around. Good read from Holmberg, but it doesn't work. Zetterlund chips it into the Leafs corner. Stoller's out of his net to play it. Under a minute to go in the third period here. Oh, boy. Stoller's picked off by Stützle. In front for Batherson. He doesn't get it. Jensen over to Shabbat. On. That goes high and into the corner. Tavares drops the shoulder. It's into the corner again. Tanev gets rid of it. Holmberg airmails it into the Sens end with 30 seconds left. 25 seconds. Lawton after it. 20 seconds. It's in the Leaf zone. Oh, boy. It's in the neutral zone. It's in the Sens zone. Zub. It's chipped into the Leafs corner. OEL is going to have to go after Brady. Shot from Drew that is blocked by Benoit. Blocked by Benoit again. Great effort. staples his men to the board, staples the puck to the boards, and for the second straight game, we are going to overtime. Game 3, Battle of Ontario, heads to overtime, 2-2, just like Game 2 from the Battle of Ontario. This is what you wanted, isn't it? This is what you wanted, isn't it? Both captains dueling goals in the third. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. I'm staying on for this intermission if you don't mind, Drew. Like, I'm good. We got over 2,500 likes. I like that very much. All right, chat. Who you got? Give me one player from each team. Playoff hockey, OT is the best from Francois Labelle. Yes. Why does my Fitbit think I'm on the Peleton right now? Wes Richard, it worked last time, so I'm gifting again for good luck. Let's go. I love that, and I love you. 10 STPN memberships from Wes Richard. Drew tells me that Wild are up. Is that 2-0? I might have screwed up here. James David Atkinson, Leafs need to lock the blank in time for Nyes. Ooh. Tell him the game's in Tampa. How do you balance being a passionate Leaf fan, but at the same time give level-headed takes? It's taken years. And I mean, you surround yourself with people who keep you honest. And one thing about my career is I've been blessed with the opportunity to go to so many places and talk to so many people in person, online, all of it, and understanding where people are coming from on a variety of topics, including their hockey team, gives you a better perspective on others, and I think it gives you a better perspective on yourself, if that makes sense. So you start to notice a little bit better when you're being a baloney pants. Wes Richard gifted 10 SDPN memberships. Ty Smith Batherson makes up for his flubs from last OT. He's looked good. Willie will get the game winner. That will erase everything from tonight, so that'd be cool. Willie needs a full redemption moment. I see a few of you are thinking the same thing. Playoff pack rips. I'm out. It's a good idea, but I'm out. Patches for the Leafs, Stützle for the Sens. Interesting picks. Stützle's look pretty good too. Paul S. I mean, it's got to be Willie, right? Wow, lots of Willie. Steve needs a beer for OT. I'm retiring that, I think. We'll see. Can't be a TML game without giving us all heart problems. Don't need to pick a Sens player. Marner top cheese. Ooh, he's been lovely. I'll be cheeky. Max will score. That is cheeky because there's two of them. Robert Bet, what's up with the Jets and Blues playing like they hate each other? They do. Pickleball Pat, who was your all-time favorite interview, Steve? Ooh. Drew says, okay, what's your favorite interview? Wait, it's your favorite interview with me doing the interview. You producing our interview. Okay, who do you got? Mark Stone? He was very funny. He was very funny and almost all of it unintentional, I think. He was, yeah, that's a good answer. These dudes showed up in like the nicest suits for media day, and Mark Stone showed up in like a white golf shirt that like didn't even fit that great. Like it looked like he forgot. Like Jordan Stahl showed up in a golf shirt, but he wore the hell out of it. He looks like Brock Lesnar. Leaf fans wanting Florida again. When are you gonna stop? I resent that social clip so much because Leaf fans won the series against Tampa, and Florida and Boston still had Game 7 to play. And they were saying, we want Boston, and they were saying, we want Florida. They get Florida, and they go down against Florida. So, like, the national anthem of Florida Panthers fans, instead of celebrating a Stanley Cup win, has been, we want Florida, to celebrate their second round win. Because Leaf fans were excited they beat Tampa and said they wanted both teams from the other series. And I know I'm being a stick in the mud, but to that I say boo and fart. Poppy and Poppy only, because Ottawa ain't winning this game, says Wes Richard. I trust you're the only Wes I trust. That's not true. I know two good Wesses. I know more good Wesses than I don't. James David Atkinson, Nyes from Carlo and Stolars. Book it. Now that is specific. Alyssa Schultz, next goal scorer. My cardiologist has got to hate the Leafs for putting me through this. I respect you dropping the heart monitor because it's a lot. Yeah. When we first came up with the heart rate monitor, and again, I don't resent anybody. I loved it. I was on board with the idea. I thought it was a very good idea. I stopped wanting to do it because I didn't want to ever feel like I had to get worked up, like artificially. And also, it made me look inside myself a bit. And I was like, I'm starting to think this might be bad for you, Steve. And I want to say, what playoffs was that, Drew? Was that 2022? The heart rate monitor? 2022 playoffs, I think. Oh, it was the bubble playoff. So it was 2022, you think? Okay. So I was I had it on for Leafs Habs game 7. So yeah, Leafs Habs game 7 was 2021. So it was 2021 then. Okay. So in that case, because that's the timing, it was part of the reason I decided, all right, I need to go on drugs. I need to go on daily medication. Robert Malloy says I'm wrong. It was 2022 when they lost to Tampa. So I was less than a year on medication. For, you're not going to believe this, anxiety. And yeah, not for me anymore. It was a good idea. I don't regret doing it. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Now that Sam Rosen is retired, think you could get him on the pod? Ooh, sure he has some incredible insights and stories. 40 years is a damn long time. I mean, John Forsland was so good to have. Why not? Why not? Andrew Meyer. Andrew. So Nylander to have the game winner here. I would love that. All-time favorite pro wrestler. I mean, I loved Stone Cold Steve Austin when I was a kid. His name was Steve. He was a badass. Attitude Era, I was 9 and 10 and 11 years old. Like, just when I'm starting to become a bit of a rebellious jerk to my parents. Like, I loved his anti-establishment ways. Also, like, the heart of the crazy SmackDown era, like Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle. Wasn't a huge Rock guy. Oh, producer Drew is sending me a clip. It's a Brandon Hagel hit. He was given a 5-minute major for this hit on Alexander Barkov. He might be suspended. Let's see. Oh my God. Was it to the head? Oh, because otherwise, and Barkov never returned. Where's the puck? Oh, the puck's nowhere near him. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. I was looking at it thinking he had the puck, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's in the head, and that's bad. My answer for who's scoring in overtime, Willie, nobody else. Oh my God. It's specific, but it's right. Go Leafs, go. I hope so. Lorentz for the game winner. I would love that. Robert bet. I will bet $1,000 that who scores next wins the game. I'm not taking you up on that. Bennett got hit in the final minute too. They're just showing the highlights on Hockey Night right now. Bennett giving it to Tampa's bench. Tampa drops both games at home. Whoops. Yeah, Drew's saying they're done, right? It's Tampa, so you never write them off, but like losing both home games is tough. To Varner, big Mo Riley for the winner. Playoff Morgan Riley is indeed a thing. It looks shoulder to shoulder, but not pucks, says Michael. I'd have to see it again. It's really difficult to do on the fly. They're showing highlights from Vegas Wild 4-on-4. Oh, Pietrangelo scores a squeaker on Gustafsson. So it's still a 2-1 Wild lead, but Vegas is in it. Oh, so that series is in game 3. I was like, wait, why are they in Minnesota? Because it's game 3, Steven. Let me go ahead and tweet this out. Overtime. Oh, baby. Chat, do you think Brandon Hagel is going to be suspended? My money is on probably. When did the penalty occur is what I would like to know. James David Atkinson, I will also accept a Brady own goal. Okay. Oh, baby. Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that for the second straight game in the series, we are going to overtime. Producer Drew was upset that it's going to overtime on account of it makes us stay up even later. Yeah, at least I was just about to say, at least it was a 7:00 start this game. 7:30 last time, plus the overtime. Even though it was shorter, it just pushed us back that little bit. And the next morning, I woke up like I had just been like decked by a boxer. Like, why am I like I'm going to bed? It's like 2 a.m. I'm like, how did that happen? Can we put in Robertson now? Guaranteed goal. I don't know what Craig Berube wants. Robertson's biggest weakness, it's not any particular aspect of his game anymore. It's consistency. Like you could say, well, it's his defense. It's his attention to detail with the, on the defensive side of the puck. There are games where he's brilliant in that regard, and he's throwing hits, and he's got a good stick and good reads, and he just doesn't do it every game. It's very frustrating. It's the playoffs, so one game tops for Hagel. Who the player is getting suspended matters, and who they hit matters. So if it's a 2-game suspension, you take off one game because it's Brandon Hagel, but maybe you add on another one because it's Barkov. Stolarz, no shots, 52 minutes yesterday, 42 minutes today. I don't think any of it's intentional. Cats fan, suspend Hagel as long as Bennett was for Brad. Wasn't that 0 games? Last game, not yesterday. You know what I mean. Sorry. I do know what you mean. I'm out of it. I'm concerned. I'm scared. You do not get to complain about the time. That is fair enough, my British friend. Whoop-dee, tired from all the maximum Domi shouts in LFR. That was tiring as well. Overtime is getting underway in Ottawa. Over 5,300 of you in here for overtime. Puck is dropped. Game 3. Do the Leafs take the 3-0 series lead, or does Ottawa make it 2-1 and win their first game on home ice? No icing in the Ottawa end. Matthews, Marner, Nyes, all working to keep it in the zone. Marner in the neutral zone now. As a 50-plus-year-old Leaf fan, I never get nervous anymore. I have no nerves left. You're about to find some. J-Max, will Adam and Jesse join you once their shift at SportChek is over? Not tonight, but we're working on that. Willie is out there on the ice. Here comes Pinto. Oh, boy, gets around his man. Tanev collects it. McCabe. Oh, my gosh, the Pacers. Across to Tanev. Up the ice. Willie mishandles it. Across to McCabe. Across to Tanev. Up the ice. Out of reach of Willie. He's having a tough night, man. Intercepted by McCabe in the neutral zone. Domi shoots. Stopped by Ullmark. Why not shoot it, Max? Why not? 18:44 to go in the first overtime period. Yeah. Yeah. Drew goes, you don't want Domi 2-on-2. You want him 2-on-4. That's a good line. Ha ha! Oh, my God. Chest has been tight since second period. Offensive zone draw for the Leafs. Top line is out there. OEL Benoit is the pair. Faceoffs won 31-19 in favor of the Leafs. Can they make it 32? They do. Benoit on. They score! They score! The Leafs take the 3-0 series lead. Was that seriously Simone Benoit? Was that seriously Benny? Was that seriously Benny? Overtime, Nick Lidstrom. Overtime, Bobby Orr. Overtime, Paul Coffey. Overtime, James Norris. Overtime, Simone Benoit. Cannot be stopped. Cannot be stopped. Benny, let's go. The Leafs take the commanding 3-0 series lead. Matthews wins it back to Benny, and it was deflected in front. I'm not sure off who. Simone Benoit, playoff OT winner. I have no idea who that hits. Benoit doesn't even know how to celebrate. Okay, slow-mo. Benny. That might not have hit anyone. Simone Benoit has 2 primary points 3 games into the playoffs, just in overtime. I don't think that it might have hit Matthews in the leg. Matthews wasn't celebrating like it was his. I have no idea. In their house. Absolutely. More like Smythe Benoit, am I right? To you, Benoit was Lidstrom. Shout out the person who manifested Benny. You literally did it. Victory puppies. Benny. Everyone's saying, let's go. 10 SDPN memberships from West Richard. Are you in? Starting to think I picked a really bad time to go pee. You did. Yo, comment of the night from JSOS, Corey Cross. Corey Cross had a playoff OT winner against the Sens in the Battle of Ontario. And let me have a look at the career of Corey Cross, who I want to say is a coach in Alberta now at a university. He might not be. He was an assistant coach in 2017. I don't know if he still is. I think it was the 2001 series against the Sens. Corey Cross had 34 career goals in the NHL in 659 games. He had 2 goals in 47 career Stanley Cup playoff games. One of them was an OT winner against Ottawa, and now Simone Benoit has one as well. Benny and the broom, says Novacon. We're not doing that. And the St. Louis Blues, I still have the feed on, just took a 2-0 series lead. Sorry, no, they didn't. 2-0 lead. 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the first against the Winnipeg Jets, who have a 2-0 series lead there. Benoit is a playoff Tony hand. Stolars and Benoit, can I get a thank you, Ducks? Oh. No, Stolars didn't get an assist, though, so you stink. I'm kidding. Austin with the Benny hop for the screen. You're totally right. They may have to rename this the Core 6. I agree. Initially credited to Nyes? That's just wrong. If it hit anyone, I think it hit Austin. The Benny bomb is real. I can't believe Simone Ben. Wow. Was that goal even quicker than the Game 2 one? Like, was that? It was pretty fast. It was only 2 minutes in. There you go. Oh, the Blues nearly go up 3-0. Remember when Benoit didn't get a qualifying offer from the Ducks? The Ducks of 2 seasons ago. The Ducks were they were still bad, but they were somewhat respectable this year. The Ducks of 2 seasons ago. Oof, Maroon. As a Penguins fan, I can only cheer for Minnesota and Marc-Andre Fleury. That's fair. Confirmed losing in 7 from Michael Jabarov. Hey, I don't want to hear nothing about a sweep. That is not my mantra. That is not the way I am processing these playoffs. That's not the way I'm operating. That's not the kind of time I'm on right now. Keep chipping away and doing the right things. Kendra says, my heart is beating out of my chest. Oh my God! The save Connor Hellebuck just made. Straight up Scorpion with an open net. Wait till you see a clip of this friggin' save. Save of the playoffs. Easy. Oh my God. Drew, did you see that? Yeah, and playoff Hellebuck let in 2 squeakers, and then he saves that one. My bet is paid on Nyes OT winner. I think this one might come back. I think it's Benoit's. The Leafs core 4 can't choke in games 5, 6, and 7 if it never makes it there. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it as always. The score has it as Nyes second of the night. Yeah, but just got changed to Benoit, says Rusty Mitchell. Nyes credited with the OT goal, by the way. Penn swept Ottawa on their way to the Cup in 2009. The shots are 7-0 St. Louis, and the goals are 2-0. Ooh. You know what? Geez, I got to turn this game off. Wow, 7,000 people in the chat? Let's get over 3,000 likes. It takes you a second, and it's free. And hey, SDP VIP, what is that? Let me tell you. We do 3 episodes of the Steve Dangle podcast every week. Except if you're an SDP VIP, you get 4. We have a 4th ad-free episode that goes up. Actually, it's going to go up tonight, very late tonight, into Friday morning. And it's generally about all things not hockey. We sort of get back to some of the fun that we used to do Early on in our podcast, we've been around for over 10 years now. I think 12 years. We're coming up on in May, at the end of May. You can become an SDP VIP ad-free as well, where you get every episode of the Steve Dangle podcast ad-free. And if you do it here on YouTube, obviously you get it on YouTube. But if you prefer to listen to the podcast, you can do it on Spotify instead, and you can do it on Apple instead. Shop around. Check out where the best deal is. I used to know the answer. I think it's Apple. I'm not totally sure. SDP VIP, baby. Oh, Mark Scheifele just got rocked. I obviously have not turned the game off. Imagine the Leafs just go 16-0 after all the playoff issues. That would be funny. I don't see it happening, but it would be funny. Francois Labelle, 5 SDPN memberships. Merci beaucoup, mon ami. I'll ask again, Florida or Tampa round 2, and I'm refusing to answer again. Let's keep the party going. Stream the whole Winnipeg game. Absolutely not. Just a Blues fan, just Blues and Leafs fan having the time of my life, says STL to the max. Oh my goodness, I'm having trouble keeping up. Simone Benoit, you beauty. Now it's been changed to Benoit from Matthews. Go Leafs, go. Too bad BetMGM already gave me my money. Double win. Yeah, Drew said until your account goes in the negative. Yeah, I hope you didn't withdraw. They don't give you free money. That's not how it works. My buddy Andy is at the game, and he said, "What a feeling." I'm streaming this voice note to you, Andy. I love this for you. I love you. I love you now more than I ever have. You are the best. The Leafs are the best. Go Leafs, go! Send. That's one of my groomsmen. Before I met Jesse, Andy was the tallest person I knew. And by the way, tomorrow we are going to be at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square, recording the brand new Steve Dangle podcast after the Leafs take a 3-0 series lead. And hey, tell you what, hey, if you like playoff hockey, let me remind you that SportChek is your destination to gear up for playoff season. And hey, if you're in Etobicoke or the Greater Toronto area, SportChek has opened a new concept store like you've never seen before. In Etobicoke on North Queen Street, they're hosting a grand opening weekend on May 3rd and 4th. That's next weekend, I believe. Or is it? It's May 3rd and 4th is when it is, featuring Coach Chippy, Hockey Benders, and Chris Boucher from the Raptors. Tomorrow we're recording, once again, a brand new Steve Dangle podcast at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Blog first last. Thank you very much. I don't know what's going to be more exciting. Your LFR or listening to Joe Bowen call the goal. You know what's great about the Leafs winning in overtime? Is you feel the euphoria, and eventually, it fades. Nothing lasts forever. And then you remember, oh, I get to hear Joe. Oh, I get to hear it again. Cool. Not a Scorpion save. It just hit his hip. Fraud. Habs versus Leaf conference final would rock. Dude, that'd be insane. I don't know if Canada would survive as a nation. Well, actually, that's impossible because if the Leafs win their series and the Habs win their series, the second round would be Leafs-Habs. Because the Caps are the only team in the East higher than the Leafs. Habs are the bottom team in the East that made the playoffs. Leafs are second, but the Caps, if they miss the play or get eliminated, it would be Leafs-Caps second round. Leafs-Habs second round. The comparisons you can make about the Sens and Leafs pre-COVID are amazing. Yeah, I mean, geez, right at the beginning of the Matthews era, it looked like the Leafs and Sens were going to go to war with each other for the foreseeable future. The Sens just went to the Eastern Conference Final. The Leafs had this up-and-coming young team, and everyone said, contenders, and that was obviously premature. The Sens, with Erik Karlsson and everything, just fell off a cliff. You got me into Leafs in 2014. Ooh, bad choices were made. What a year. But I finally feel good about them in the postseason. Leafs forever, baby. What about the Peter Horachek Leafs made you go, yep, I'm hitching my wagon to this? Rusty Mitchell going for the late night run to burn off some energy. I am legit. You might be able to see it. It's not grease. Well, it might be grease. It's sweat. I am sweating. Too bad for UK laws being helpful to me. Sorry, BetMGM. Ooh, I don't know British law. Emo Jalapeno, I can never imagine not watching a playoff game without you streaming. Thank you for being you. And thank you, Mods and Drew and everyone else. Shout out the STPN team. Shout out producer Drew, who's like, Steve, when are you wrapping up? At some point, you have to shoot the LFR and I have to edit it. Steve, please. You just this man just took a Dayquil. Didn't you have a coffee in the third period? You're drinking it right now? You took your Dayquil with coffee. Oh my God. Get ready for the fastest LFR ever. Hey guys, Steve Dangle here. Welcome. Go watch the Benoit video again. I did it last game. Buddy. Remember when people made fun of me for making that video? Even though it got so many friggin' views. The Leafs defense was waiting for the playoffs to start scoring to surprise everyone. After I watch them on Sportsnet, I always come to watch you. You amazing. Thank you. Noah Berger. There is no reseeding, by the way. It's Toronto, Ottawa versus Tampa, Florida. Oh, really? I don't think that's true. The Leafs play the winner of Florida, Tampa, no matter what? Oh. Well, no, it's just so rare that you see a wild card beat the division winner. Right? So there was no reason to know it. Did they change that? It's always been like that? All right, never mind. So Leafs Habs conference final is possible. If I had a nickel for every time Benoit helped win in overtime versus Allmark, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I'm floating. I'm floating in the air. I'm floating like a plastic bag in the wind. Oh. Are you in? Yes, and floating. Dress Revo to finish Brady. No. Playoff hockey is fun this year. I like this feeling, dude, right? Ducks fans watching Benoit and Fowler thrive. Cope. Ooh. Jake Stocco. Shout out to Victoria Stewart doing YouTube Leaf videos like you, but from Scotland. Yes. I saw her tweet. She got her first payment from YouTube. First of all, it surprised me it was her first. But I don't know if this is still the rule. When I started being part of the partner program, I'd been doing videos, I think, for 2 years. And you had to make $100 in order to get paid. You had to make at least $100. So I had to wait, like, I don't know, it was like a couple months at least. And I finally crossed the $100 threshold. And YouTube, as in Google, mailed me a paper check. I wish I took a picture of it. I wish I asked if I could keep it. That's how long I've been making videos. I got a paper check in the mail from YouTube. It was for like, I don't know, like $109. So, yeah, Drew said you should have framed it and not cashed it. Let me tell you something about me in 2009. I needed the money. Let me tell you something about Steve in 2025. I need the money. 2009 Steve didn't have any kids. Screw that guy. That guy has no clue. Are you in? Already did that one. Tampa versus Florida. Destroy each other for round 2. Yeah, be cool if Tampa picked up their end of the bargain. Holy cow. How many points does Benny have? Where to go? How many points does Benny have? Leafs versus this playoff. Like, you mean this year versus last year? Oh, regular season. I think he had 10. Let me look. I think he had a goal and 9 assists. Let me see. Benoit. I believe, yeah. So that is his first career. This is insane to look at. So he played 7 games last year. Those were his first playoff games. He had 0 points. This year he has 2 points in 3 games. The assist on the Domi OT winner was his first career playoff point. His first career playoff goal is an OT winner. Psychotic. Yeah, I was right. In 78 games this season, he had 1 goal and 9 assists for 10 points, which ties his career high. Get out of here. Does Robertson come back in? If so, for who? I don't think so. I would want another look at what happened in this game, but like I don't know. I didn't see Pacioretty being bad. Is Simone Benoit French for Sam Bennett? Does Bennett have as many points as Benoit? I don't know. Save the nickel comment for LFR, please. Yeah, Drew, can you save that? The one, it's the nickel. It's weird that it happened twice. One. Thank you. Ever thought of doing a game with Joe? That would be something. Like Joe Bowen? I don't think Joe has ever thought of doing a game with me. Alyssa Schultz, it was your passion in the 9-2 loss to the Preds. And so the Leafs losing by 7 goals to Nashville on home ice is what made you cheer for them. And the start of the podcast got me hooked. Thank you, I think. You're welcome. Sedin Magic. But yeah, he wasn't good enough to be on the Ducks. Bro, Simone Benoit has 30 career points in 279 career NHL games. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The Leafs are really up 3-0. Does it feel like it? You have to understand, I have not felt this feeling since I was a boy. Since I was in elementary school. The last time the Leafs went up 2-0 in a series was 2002, right? It might have been longer ago than that. When was their last sweep? Did you see Barkov get flattened? Maybe concussion? I hope it's not, and I think Hagel's going to sit. Thoughts on Conn Smythe favorite Nate Schmidt? Yeah, dude. What is it with third pair defensemen just going off? I'm a Florida fan, and it makes 0 sense to me either. That's crazy. Benoit has 2 points, and we're all losing our minds. Schmidt has 3 goals. Bennett is clutch in the playoffs. Playoff Benny. Oh, I didn't get it. My bad. James David Atkinson. When did we last have a 3-0 series lead? At least 2002. Because the 2004 Battle of Ontario went to 7. Call the LFR Ben OT. Ben-OT. That's really good. Not mine. I saw it in the chat. Let's please find out who that was, because that's so good. I might do BEN capital O little I big T. Because if I put a dash, like these titles already have a lot of dashes. I'll let Drew. We'll have a conversation about that. Leafs last sweep was 2001 against the Sens. So I was in the 7th grade. I was a boy. I was an elementary school student. The last time the Leafs were up 3-0 in a series. I do not recognize this feeling. Like, I don't recognize it. I just don't. So Drew says you better show up with a broom like I did against the Oilers in 2024. Have you considered that I am powered by... Yeah, Drew celebrated every goal with a broom. But I am powered by anxiety. You are powered by spite. We are different. Jamie Reed, you were so fun to watch. Like just behind the scenes, and we eventually got the Drew cam. You were so fun to watch during that Avalanche run. James Reed, I have to know what the Benoit gets 2 overtime points in game 2. In 2 games, stat lines paid out. There's like, who would have even had that? Steve, are you going to wear the white jersey tonight? No. Crap. So the white jersey is at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Maybe I wear it tomorrow on the Steve Dangle podcast that I'm going to be recording with Adam and Jesse at SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Leafs scare me right now, to be honest. Leafs Florida series would go 7. Don't you butter me up. Don't you butter me up. 2 nickels for LFR tonight. So not since the year before I was born. Oh, don't tell me that, James. Last time the Leafs were up 3-0, I was 2 years old. Now I am multiple years out of university with a whole career. Good, go Leafs, go. Benny for Conn Smythe. Put some Ritu Pecht on Benny's name. Can we nickname Stolars the Hulk? Man. The shots on goal were, and I promise I'm going to wrap soon. Does Ryan Reeves make it into the lineup? No, not in this series. What was I about to ask? The shots on goal were relatively even by the end of the game. Oh, even they were 20-20. Leafs had 2 shots in overtime. Sens had none. So here's how it broke down, right? So the Sens at one point had a cartoonish shot attempt advantage that the Leafs eventually brought down and down and down. Shots were 8-7 for the Sens in the first. It was like 7-1 at one point, but 8-7 in the first. 10-6 in the second. Leafs 5-2 in the third. Berube hockey, baby. Berube hockey. And this was in Ottawa. Oh man, which coach is executing their game plan better? I have a couple theories. And 2-0 in overtime. So it's 20-20. That game was redonkulously exciting. Matthews, by the way, someone was like, he's got to step it up. Scores the go-ahead goal in the third. Obviously, the Sens tie it. And then he gets an assist on the OT winner. Matthews has 5 points through 3 games, a goal and 4 assists. I think same stat line as Marner. Also a goal and 4 assists, I believe. Go Leafs, go from Big Papa J77. Did Benny hit it 1T? If so, Ben 01T. Oh, I'm not sure if he did, to be honest. Hulk, says Mary Jane. Born in 65 in Montreal. Been a Habs fan all my life. Leafs and Bruins have been the enemies. Since following you in SDPN, I like the Leafs a bit, but I still hate the Bruins. Hey, I'll take it. Let's get to 2,000 likes for the Leafs victory. Are we not there? Wait, what are you talking about? We're at 3,753. We did it! Benny! Beef! Absolutely. 5 assists for Marner. Oh, my mistake. You're right. He got an assist on the Matthews goal. That was his 5th. So it's 1 goal and 5 assists. My mistake. You know why? Because I was looking up at the Nyes goal that Marner also assisted on, and that was his 4th assist. And then he got, okay, there you go. Riley, hilariously, that was his 1st assist on the Matthews goal. So he's got the 2 goals and 1 assist. Nylander away jersey, inevitable. Oh, unavailable, sorry, in my size. Do I want it? Do I wait for it to come back? Yeah, I mean, Nylander's going to be a Leaf forever, right? He signed that huge contract. Just wait. He means it was first overtime, so it was 1 OT. So just put the 1 in the middle. We're overthinking this grossly. Robert Bet, extra treat for the pup tonight. Oh, yeah. I've watched the SDPN channel since its inception and was not subscribed for some reason. How are we here, Steve? 3-0. We deserve this moment right now. Yes, we do. It's not finished. 2018, Leafs won 3 games in a series, lost. 2019, Leafs won 3 games in a series, lost. 2020, it was a best of 5, but that was a winner-take-all game, lost. 2021, Leafs won 3 games in that series, lost. 2022, Leafs won 3 games in that series, lost. 2023, they won. Love that. And last year, the Leafs won 3 games in a playoff series and lost. I know the situation was a little different. They weren't up 3-0. Job's not finished. Game 4 is Saturday in Ottawa. Win and you're in the second round. Lose? Well, I guess you're going back to Toronto then for Game 5, aren't you? He did it one-timer, says James David Atkinson. God, I love it. Anthony the Hulk Stollars. Let's end on that note. What a night. Producer Drew, what do you think? I think you got to update that graphic there, bud. Leafs lead the series 3-0. It does? Not on my screen. Am I that blind? You did? I did. Wait, now you got me. That is a 2. Oh. Drew has it on his screen, but whatever. We know what the truth is. The truth. LFR title. Bethrenwa. We're grossly overthinking this. Producer Drew, thank you for everything. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching this watch along on SDPN, brought to you by SportChek. Click like if you like this stream. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. I'm going to read one more super chat from Flava. Had to tell you, YouTube still does paper checks after $100. Oh, well, I just got direct deposit then. I'm a fancy man like Adam Wilde with my golden helicopter.